Welcome back. Ooh, forgot something. We are live. Welcome back, guys. So let's make sure we got lighting okay here. All right, as you can see, we got some new family members joining us on tonight's live. So if you're new here, my name is Pedro Doordash Santiago. We do live gig call-in shows every Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Welcome back. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. You can chat in the live. The live gets pretty live here. Once we get about 30 minutes in, we get some people in here and you guys have a good time. So we'll go over the topics of the show. We'll go over the 3 featured channels. We feature 3 channels every week on this show. 2 gig-related YouTube channels and 1 that I kind of enjoy that I recommend. And we will talk about our week. We take calls at 9:15. So super excited. I like to do Sunday lives with you guys so we end our week together and we kind of begin the new week together as well and talk about a little bit of motivation and what we can do and all that good stuff. So I'll get into the topics here shortly. Don't forget to give a like for Hootie the Owl. We also have Ruby June with us, Gabriella, a much younger Pedro Santiago, and me, my girlfriend right over here. And we got some merch. We'll talk about that later on. So welcome back, guys. I'm super amped today. Today's been a good day. Even though my Bears got stomped by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers today, still overall it's been a really good week. So, all right. So let's get into the topics that we'll be talking about. First, I'll get into the chat in one moment. So 3 topics tonight. And I really want to get your guys' opinion on these topics. I've spoken about a couple of them, but I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. So this isn't about being right or wrong. It's just about us having conversations. So first, actually, we'll talk about my week. My week was a good week. I hit my goal. I didn't work today. I don't work Sundays. I didn't work anything. I didn't do anything on Saturday as well. So I had a true weekend off. It was really nice. And I only worked half a day. I think on either Tuesday or Wednesday, I worked about a half a day. So today was a good week. My market's been very, very, very good. And I'm very, very lucky to have a good market. I don't feel like it's oversaturated. So I feel lucky. But I've grinded and I've got to learn my market. It took me a while. So it's not always great, but lately it's been pretty good. So my week was pretty good. Hope you guys had a good week. Let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. So topics for the night. And I see this in my market a lot. It's going to be very market specific. My market, I live in St. Louis, not a big market, not a big populated city, but it's still a very diverse city. So the topic I'm going to talk about, I think some of you guys in your market can relate and other ones maybe you can't. The gig apps, Doordash, Uber, Grubhub, Instacart, any of the gig apps, Uber Rideshare, Lyft. I've noticed in my market, there are a lot of people that do this work that are immigrants. They're here from other countries. Maybe they've been here for a few years. Maybe they've been here 10 years. Who knows, right? And English is their second language. Or maybe they speak very little English and they've just been here for a few months, right? Do you think the gig apps take advantage of people that don't speak English as their first language? Many times when I am out doing gig work, I'll give you guys some examples, and we hear restaurants, and you guys have seen it, and the person that is picking up the food goes like this. They just put the phone right in the employee's face. Employees hate that, guys. They hate it more than anything else. Give you a scenario. Oh, hi, you here for something? And the person, the DoorDash driver, let's say, just goes like that. Shoves the phone in the person's face. That's rude. But I think in my travels and doing this kind of work, I think some people do it because there's a language barrier. That's not an excuse. That's what I see sometimes. What do you guys think? Do the gig apps take advantage and make people think they need to take everything? And are they bringing on people that English is their second language? And they know that. It's very easy to get on these gig apps, guys. So I want to talk about that. What do you see in your market with that scenario? Second topic of the night, scammers. It's out there for DoorDash. People will call you and say they need your credentials to log into your account. DoorDash will never do it. It was part of their newsletter that they sent out on Friday. I talked about that in yesterday's video. What are your experience with this? Have you guys dealt with this? What do you think about it? And have you ever had a phone call from a scammer saying that they're the IRS or something like that? And we know this isn't true, but I want to talk about that topic and share some opinion on that with you guys. Third topic, we will be doing a gig conference, an inaugural gig conference, summer 2022. So let's say we're several months away. Would you guys attend something like that if it was organized and it was well? And what are some of the things you would like to see from this gig conference? Those are the topics of the night, as well as if you have something pertinent and you want to bring it up and it could be relevant for the community, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, let's get into the featured channels, then we'll get into the chat, then we'll take some phone calls. So the 3 featured channels this week are going to be Come See Marlee Dee. She is a lady that has a channel. She does gig work. I think she's got, I want to say maybe 2,000 subscribers. So she's got a decent amount of subs. And she's been doing it for a little while, maybe over a year. Check her out. Come See Marlee Dee. What I say about people that I plug is check the channel out. And if you like it, you hit the red subscribe button. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And that's fine. But give them some support. The second channel is Curly Girl Life. Curly Girl Life. Check out her channel as well. I don't know as much about her channel, but I came across it a couple weeks ago. And go check it out. See if you like that channel. And the third one is a non-gig related channel, but he does talk about economics and things like that. It's called Uneducated Economist. It's a bigger channel, been around for a while. Some of you guys might know it. He sits in his car and talks about stuff, about the world, economics, politics, issues that are going on that he sees. And it's just a very raw, real interpretation of his thoughts about what's going on in the world. It's a pretty cool channel. I kind of enjoy it. I used to watch it a lot more than I do now, but it's a different kind of channel. And I like to, YouTube has a plethora of things out there for us. So I like to give you guys some information. So those are the topics. Those are the 3 featured channels. Let's talk about the merch real quick while we got a little bit of time. Merch is live. If you go to any of my current videos, underneath you'll see hoodies, t-shirts. I got pillows, coffee mugs, women's tees, men's tees, 3 different styles, more styles coming, updated styles coming. This is a shirt right here. And on the back, it's got the BetonYou tag. I call it the boy shirt. Girls can wear it as well. It's BetonYou. Okay, it's an acronym. So it's kind of like, this is kind of like a gray. It's a super soft t-shirt. You can get them. I think they're $24. Check them out. If you like it, buy one. I'll be buying plenty of them to give away. I'll have a whole bunch at the conference next year to hand out to people. It's a super comfy shirt. We also have hoodies with the same design, front and back. Check it out. We got coffee mugs if you're into that kind of thing. We got stickers for whatever. Check it out. That's all I'll say about that. So super cool to have my own stuff, and I'll be wearing this shirt a few times a week. So other topics. Let's see. Let's get into the chat. Let's see who's here. Thank you guys for coming back. So let's do some shout outs on the chat real quick. Penny, what up? Alan, Soldier 898, Christopher Taylor, Jim, Dom, New Jersey, what up? John Newport, what up? Cody, what up? Chris, Gig Economy Talk with Lynn, how are you? Brandon, what's up, brother? How are you, my friend? I hope you are well. Instagram, Pedro, what's up? Have been on YouTube much, seen you on my Instagram. Yeah, my girlfriend running my Instagram. Like, I give her stuff and she just posts it. I'm not even on there a whole lot. So if you get a reply back, it's probably her replying, or sometimes I check it if it's like an instant message. But she does my YouTube channel. Slavic, YM, what up? Bald Bastard, The Driven Dad, what up? Tracy, Dom, Angelique Rose, what up, from New Jersey. Christopher Taylor, thought your channel was it about positivity? Why do folks got to call each other names? I don't know. Who's calling each other names? This channel is positive. Yeah, I try to be. But if I see something I also have an opinion about things. So it is what it is. Diana, Wish, thanks for the $5 as well. Not necessary, but much appreciated. Tracy, Chris, and Joseph Long, what up? A11 Gray, Soldier 898, what up? The Gig Between, France, pull my gig, not pull my finger, pull my gig. What up, man? Most definitely, that's what I've experienced. Ball Bastard, Doordash Red, what up? We got Franz Washington, your vegan driver, what up, brother? How are you, my friend? Kyle, what up, man? Always good to see you. You get around, my friend. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Tehran, Hannibal is Hungry, my brother from another mother. What up, man? I appreciate you. I will be on Hannibal is Hungry's live show on, I think we're doing it on Wednesday, right, Hannibal? At 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be chopping it up. I go on his show every couple weeks or so. Me and him have a fantastic time. It's one of my highlights of my week, for sure. Hannibal's a good guy. Mad Dash for Road Trip Crash, what up, brother? Pro Gamer, Heather, what up? We got Jason, Capone TV, Tonya, Sean Murphy, I don't know what's up with that, KC Designs. Awesome stuff, man. Gotta catch up on yours. Yeah, I do a video every day, Brandon. There's a lot of videos. I'm sorry, man. What up, vegan? Check out. Yes, sir. Yeah, 9:30 Central Standard Time, 10:30 Eastern. I I get around. Kyle, I see you everywhere, bro, man. You out there, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in here, man. I see you all over the place. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. So let's talk about, we got a little bit of time, a couple minutes before we take our calls. We don't take calls that are from scammed. No scam calls, no blocked calls. We've had some issues on this channel. It's been a couple weeks, but we don't do that. If you call and you get a busy signal, call back in a few minutes. If you know that I'm on the phone, like somebody's calling in and we're talking, try not to call at that moment. Wait till towards the end of the phone call. Your likelihood of you getting in is going to be higher if you do that. What are we drinking? What are we eating tonight? I'm going to let y'all know that as well. So I got these little low sugar smart peach rings for anybody that likes peach rings. This is what we're going to be snacking on tonight. I already had my dinner. Had some rice and beans with a little bit of veggies tonight. And we're going to be drinking on an Angry Orchard. It's that time of the year. Peach mango hard cider. It is fantastic. Went to my sister's the other night for a little campfire, bonfire, and we had some of those. I was like, let me get those for tonight. My hair's looking kind of crazy, but it's the end of the day for me. So it is what it is. We will take calls in about a minute and a half. See if we got anybody else new in here. Can't control comment sections. Yeah, I mean, you know, Hannibal is a man. Top Trasher was in comments on previous video. Denise, how are you? Sean, watch the language. Yeah, keep the link. You know, listen, you guys are in the chat. We got moderators. If it's something that's crazy, you can get timed out. But we can have different opinions on this channel. I take all calls, even with a different opinion. I take calls. They are live. It's a good thing about this channel. We don't hide anything. We're just here talking. 3 topics real quick before we get the first caller. Is DoorDash or the gig apps, any of the gig apps, do they take advantage of immigrants? Now, this isn't a topic about immigration, like what policies are, but people that are here that aren't born in this country or English is their second language, do the gig apps take advantage of them, knowing that maybe they'll take everything, knowing that there's an uncomfortability with the apps and maybe even phones, and there's a language barrier at merchants. Maybe that's why sometimes you see them shoving phone. Listen, I see it in my market. What do you guys think? We'll take a first caller. Second topic, scammers on DoorDash or scammers at all? Do you get phone calls? How do you handle those? And gig conference ideas, thoughts. What do you think about it? What would you like to see there? First call of the night. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line this evening? Alejandro, how are you, my friend?
Good.
What would you like to talk about tonight? You know what the topics are?
Yeah, it's one. I heard the first one is about like the immigrants.
Yes. Let's talk about that. Actually, first off, where are you from, Alejandro?
I'm from the Bronx. I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm from the Bronx.
Mira Boricua. What's up, my friend?
Yeah, I seen the tattoo on your arm.
Yeah, man. What's up, man? So what do you think about that? What do you think? You're from the Bronx, very diversified area. What's your...
No, but right now I work, and I moved to Virginia a while ago. I'm working in like Tyson's Corner, Virginia, around here.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still a big immigrant population.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Vietnamese immigrants, Middle Eastern, Indian, and I do think that DoorDash like uses immigrants, like because of the fact that they can't really speak English. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of them coming over. Mm-hmm. Like one time I was in Five Guys and there was a guy there, and obviously he couldn't really speak good English. And then he had like a stacked order coming in. He was doing DoorDash, and it was $2.25. And he took the order. Like I'm like, should I say it? Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna tell him. So I told him, I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, no good. That's not a good order. Don't take that. Yeah. And he was like, he looked at me like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, don't take that. Like, no tip. That's no good. Yeah. And then basically he didn't know nothing about like undersigning orders. He didn't know none of that. Like, I looked at his ratings. He had like a 99% completion rate. Wow. Like everything. Like everything was perfect. And then I showed him how to like undersign orders, and like I explained to him like you have until like 80% for the completion rate and everything. And he was like, "Thank you, man. Thank you." Da da da. You know, and like yeah, that was my experience, like seeing that. Yeah, so man. I think you bring up a good point, because I see it in my market in St. Louis. I see
a lot of dashers are gig workers from parts of Africa, and I know English is their second language, and they speak some English, but maybe parts of the Middle East. And I think that some of them are knowledgeable, maybe, but most of them are just, their cost of living might be different than ours. The way they view the world's different, and that language barrier with the app. Yeah, man, and the cultures are different, and I see them walk into places, and the communication that they can use or lack thereof can kind of be a little awkward with the merchants, and the merchants get upset. And I think it's, when I think back to taxi cab drivers, right? Even in the 70s, 80s, 90s, even now, Uber, Lyft, a lot of those drivers weren't born in America. And they go to that work because of convenience, because, they're hustling, they're hardworking people. But I think there's a disconnect with the apps and the people that use them. That's just my opinion. But I think you bring up a really good point.
Yeah. I mean, also, shoving the phone in merchant space and stuff, like, I've noticed, like, a lot of them, like, I know that, like, a lot of them have an attitude when they do it. Like, they'll, like, just shove it in their face, like, with an attitude. And, like, I've seen some, like, be like, look, the pickup is this time, because, it shows us, like, what time it's supposed to be picked up.
Yeah.
Like, a lot, I'm not going to lie, like, I've seen a lot of rude people do that, like, just shove it,
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it on both. I've seen it all over. But I think, I don't know. Like, I think some of it is a language barrier. And when I try to think, like, how would I act if I had to go to work in Vietnam and I had to dash tomorrow? I'd be a little bit lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's not an excuse for them. But, like, I think these gig apps know that, and I think that I don't want to say they prey on those people, but I think that they understand that their workforce is highly to where English is their second language. I think it's a larger percentage than we think, especially in big cities. And I think they know that, and I think they know those drivers are going to take a lot of trash, like you just saw.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. True. Hey, man, I appreciate the phone call, Boricua. Anything else you want to say while I got you on the line?
Nah, that's everything, man. That's everything. It's nice talking to you.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good night, brother.
You too.
All right, man. Fellow Puerto Riqueño, man. I love that, man. It gets my vibes up, So we got a little thunderstorms going on in St. Louis. So if you guys hear a little rain in the background or thunderstorms, that's what it's from. I asked you guys if the sound is okay. Sounds good. Awesome. Fantastic. So we'll take our second call right now. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Slavic.
I'm sorry, was it Bobby? Slavic, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well, my friend. What would you like to talk about tonight?
Actually, I wanted to respond towards the first question you had about.
Absolutely. First off, where are you from, Slavic?
Kentucky.
Got it. Okay.
I was born in Ukraine.
I figured, Slavic is a very, awesome name, so I figured it was something like that. So, my friend, thank you for calling. I would love to get your opinion on this topic.
I want to actually bring to attention about 4 years ago, you guys might remember when Uber took a huge interest with immigrants and advertising in Cuba, in Mexico, in Colombia, and Europe. If you have $8,000, come over to America, get yourself a car, and we'll put you on a platform.
Interesting. Okay.
And a lot of people came, with a little English or no English, because they had $8,000. But when they started driving, they started realizing that $8,000 plus the mortgage, that the payment on the car, plus the expense.
Yeah.
It was not really the money that they were promised.
Yeah.
And Uber proved to us that if they have a chance, they'll do it. So Uber did that. The question is, why wouldn't anybody else? And I tell you today, if DoorDash or anybody else had a chance to bring in 1 million immigrants and put it on a platform, they would do it, and you'll be left without. And they would actually cut the price 3 times again.
I think I tend to agree with you on that, actually. I don't have hard numbers to back that up. It's an opinion, but obviously you speak of some advertising that was used. I think there are some companies that do that because they see that they could be more profitable overall because it's less labor cost, I think, right? And I'm not surprised by that. I didn't know that was going on 4 years ago. I didn't get into this gig stuff until about 2 years ago. But that's very interesting that they would market those kind of key demographics and then that people actually latched onto that. I didn't know that.
The way I kind of run into that is because a guy called me from California and asked me to investigate Uber. And when I started investigating, eventually built an app. But when I came down to getting insurance for that, it was so crazy that it was just not realistic to actually proceed with it. So eventually I shut it all down.
Yeah.
But you know, right now, tell me as an English as my third language, sometimes when I come to a restaurant, to be honest, I say the name and the name is wrong. And then just the phone. So I eventually have to pull the phone and just show them because even I was here in America for 30 years, I still sometimes having a hard time reading those names correctly.
Sure. No, I mean, so would I. If I had to say certain names from other parts of the world, I definitely would as well. And I think when I mentioned putting the phone, I think there's a way of doing it that can be looked upon as kind of disrespectful, and another way where it's just normal and it's actually polite because you're helping them. I think it's about how you do it, the proximity of your closeness to them. What dialogue are you doing it? Are you using while you do it? I've seen some drivers literally walk up, say no words, and maybe because they don't speak any English, and then literally put the phone up and it's like 2 inches away from the person's face. I think that's a little rude. That's my opinion. I think if you're doing it in a way just to, and your distance is okay, and you're like, oh, I have this order here. Do you have this name? I think that's actually can be very helpful, especially if it's a hard name to pronounce. But I see it a lot in my market. I really see it a lot because when I go out, I'm kind of looking at all over. I'm looking to see if there are people that are dashers and things like that, and if I can strike up a conversation or whatever. And I see it a lot in St. Louis, man. And we're not even a big city. But what about Kentucky? Is that a diverse part of the country? I would think it wouldn't be that diverse.
To be honest, I'm actually the town I live in. We don't even have it.
Oh, really?
I drive 20 minutes just to the first closest Doordash.
Yeah.
Place. So that's where I dash, and to be honest, with the unemployment, we've been shut down in Kentucky since the first of this month. So many drivers. My income just dropped like by 4 times.
Wow. Wow.
I actually right now went to another app and doing actually handyman work. An app called Handy for Pros. Okay. And I actually make more money there than actually doing Doordash. And and I pick up about 2-3 jobs a week.
Nice, man. That's I think it's good that you could find something in your market, because in my market, maybe Doordash, I can make a living. In Kentucky or maybe New York, it's a different kind of app. You got to know where that money is in your area, and I think it's really good that you could do that, man. So before I let you go,
I have to make a living. So kids and wife and 3,000 for taxes.
No, I hear you, man. I respect that more than you know, man. And I think a lot of people come to this country obviously for the opportunities. My father and mother being those, I'm first generation or second generation, and I think that a lot of us out here that are grinding, we got a lot of hard work ethic, right? And I think the apps know that, and they kind of sometimes situationally can take advantage of it. But cheers to you for finding that app that's making you some good money. You said English was your third language. What are the other 2 languages that you speak, Slavic?
Ukrainian is my primary language. Russian secondary, and then English.
Cool, man. Thanks for sharing that with us.
We left my country, we were under Soviet Union, so Russian was a mandatory language to start learning in the first grade. Yeah.
Wow. You said you've been here. Did you say 30 years?
30 years. I came to America when I was 9.
That's cool, man. Hey, I'm 39 as well. We're the same age.
Well, I'm 40 now.
Yeah. Well, I'll be 40 in a few weeks, but yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, Slavic, I appreciate you calling, man. Anything else you want to talk about tonight, or any things you want to talk about to the community?
Honestly, just looking at Doordash, the biggest thing that I personally believe in already, I put up this in the chat and I got various different opinions, is if we can push somehow DoorDash to focus on reducing time spent at restaurants waiting for food, a lot of the deliveries can be a lot more attractive. And we would actually, because like right now, I have 9 out of the 14 restaurants in my area, 9 of them are on my black list. What do I really have left to deliver?
Yeah. You know what? I think that's a really good point. And in my market, I've noticed that some of the merchants, like some of the smaller locally owned spots, not big corporations, they have these tablets and the host or bartender or server are in charge of them and they dispatch them incorrectly because they just either don't know how to do it or they're just like, you know what, I never know when a dasher is going to show up. I'm just going to say the food's ready even when it's not. And I think the communication between DoorDash as a tech software company and the merchants that use it is so bad that I wonder how it could get better. I think it would take some time. I definitely think that's needed because it would allow us to have more comfortability accepting certain orders. And if we knew that if we walked in, it was always going to be ready within like, let's say 5-minute window, I know that I would probably be more adapt to actually taking certain good orders because I have to sometimes turn them down because I know that merchant is just really, really bad. You know what I mean?
Here's something that I'll share with you. Here's actually what happened, what led me to this conversation. Is once I came in to a Mexican restaurant, and I told them about an order, there was like 5 other dashers, and they was so fine. You know, every couple minutes I remind them, because you know you have to remind them, they're busy.
Sure.
So they released all the door dashers, and then she's looking at me, he's like, "Are you still here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Who's your customer?" And I told the customer, guess what? They have never even processed another order.
Wow, man, that's
40 minutes later.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
So I did the lady, you know what? This is unacceptable. I will be talking to the owner.
Yeah.
So that day I came in during the day. The owner was there. I sat down and I said, "Hey, you have to understand, I don't get paid for hourly. I only get paid when I behind the wheel. That's the only time I get paid."
Right.
So, you know, we need to figure out a way how to resolve. Second thing, DoorDash is your biggest customer. Who brings a day as much of money to your restaurant than DoorDash? Maybe, you know, Uber and maybe Grubhub. But those are the 3 biggest customers. And he's like, "No, we only deal with DoorDash." So, you know, I sit down. He let me play with the app. I discovered a few things, and I showed him how to see. The app does not have an option that the food is ready, but the app does have an option to adjust time for preparation of food.
Yes, they
and
do.
I showed him that option. Since then, not once was the food still I had to wait for it. Always I showed up, food was there.
That's awesome. And you know what? I think that's good of you to do that. And it's I think one of the top 3 issues DoorDash has, in my opinion, based on what I've seen in conversations that I've had with local small business owners, is they sign up, they spend a lot of time and energy to get these merchants on the app so they can get their 15 to 30%, grow their brand, which no fault to them. I understand it's a business. But then once they send out these tablets, there is little to no communication and or checking up with these merchants unless a super big issue comes up or unless the merchant wants to get off the platform and then they, become nice again. But they just hand these tablets off and there isn't a lot of tech support help from the merchant side. And if a merchant doesn't really know what they're doing or they're new at this or they got a host that doesn't know what they're doing, there's no training. So they have to figure it out on their own. And then really that becomes a hindrance to the customer. And then it goes to us, or it goes to us first and then the customer. So there has to be better communication with these restaurants and the DoorDash support, man. Like there has to be a way for them to make this a little smoother. Because I think sometimes it can be kind of, frustrating for everybody,
Yep.
Hey, man, Slavic, I appreciate the phone call, my friend, and appreciate the support and you watching tonight, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right, Slavic. I love meeting new people. These 2 guys that called, they're not familiar names for me, at least. Maybe they are. Their name's something else in the chats or whatnot or the comments. But really cool. Really good, really good phone calls to start off the night, guys. So welcome back, Pedro, Dorado, Santiago. We're taking live calls tonight. Let's take this next one. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey,
had a gambling addiction. It's so stupid ass.
Oh Lord. So hold on, let me block that number. We got the trolls in the house. You know, some people say you haven't made it, and I haven't made it until you got trolls. And listen to you, my friend. You watching this right now? I feel sorry for you. Go spend some time with somebody that loves you. Give somebody a hug, dude. We ain't got no vibe. I ain't got no energy for you, my friend. All right, so let me go ahead and go back to that number to make sure we just block it. Here we go. Let's go there. And boom, and boom. There we go. We'll take the next call. It's so funny, man. So some people think I have a gambling addiction. I don't have a gambling addiction. It's funny. That's all I'll say about that. All right, let's keep it going. Who else we got here? Night Owl. What up, man? Halloween. Shannon, Lauren, Tracy, Robert, King the Dream, Kyle, Ethan's lame. It is lame. It's funny, man. Future Doordash channel pending. Any update on the gig conference? Yeah, we can talk about that tonight. The gig conference will be in the summer of 2022, and we can talk about that. I have some ideas. What would you guys like to see there? Would you attend if it was done right in a certain city? Let's take this next call. You are live with Pedro, Dorado, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, what's up, Pedro? It's Tony from Ohio.
Tony, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. It's been a great week.
I'm happy to hear that, man. My week was I would say it was solid. Not great, but solid. But I'm glad you had a great one. You want to talk about the topics? You want to talk about the topics, or?
I'll talk about topics at the very end to make it quick. But what I want to bring up is about the large order program that I just signed up for.
Let's talk about that.
I sent you a couple, I think, screenshots on Instagram.
Yes, I did see. I think I saw. Did I see those? I did see those. Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So you get priority over all the high subtotal orders. So I signed up for it. I think Wednesday. I submitted my big pizza bag, and I ordered their bag through their website. Mm-hmm. Cost $9.
$9 through what website? DoorDash.
When they send you the offer, they give you 75% off. I'm like, yeah, I want to do that for sure.
Got it. Okay.
So I signed up for it, put the code in, and I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. So the very next day, I see an 1825 offer, 11 miles. I'm like, wow, I've never seen an offer like that. It's been months. Mm-hmm. So I knocked it out. It's 4 miles outside my zone, keep in mind. So I'm like, I'm definitely taking this because I'll probably get an Uber Eats, and that's exactly what happened. I got an Uber Eats going back in. Keep in mind, I'm 3.5 miles outside of my zone. I get an 1875 offer going 7 miles back into my town. It's in the center of my town. Mm-hmm. I'm 3.5 miles outside my zone. Mm-hmm. I got an 1875 offer. Mm-hmm. It was a large order item, so I was like, wow. I was like, why am I getting this? I'm like, there's no way this is getting sent to me. This doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So I dropped Uber Eats off. I get that. I deliver that 1875. The first one was 24. That one was 26. And in this person's driveway, I get another large order item 4 miles away. Mm-hmm. That ended up being $24. Mm. I'm like, why am I getting these? I'm so far from the merchant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was $90 in 90 minutes. And I'm like, I didn't think nothing of it. So then Friday comes. Again, I get a $17 pizza order, $20 pizza order. I get a $19.75 going mm-hmm. 10 miles. Mm-hmm. And it was a $30 order. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
So these are so these aren't what you're describing, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, but these aren't like those drive orders. These are larger paying out orders where the miles are a little bit more. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, that's accurate. The miles are a little more, but yeah. I've got a couple short ones, but I'm like, these offers, I've never seen offers this high, so I can tell the subtotals are extremely high. So then Saturday comes, and then all of a sudden I get an order that has a different screen. It said, this is a catering order. You will need a catering bag for this order. I'm like, that's new. I guess I'm in the Doordash catering program finally. And I didn't think about the previous 2 days. So in the actual delivery, though, you have to take a photo of your delivery bag in order to do it. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. So then I get a couple big orders, and they make me take if it's a catering order, they make me take a picture of my catering bag.
Interesting. Huh.
But I mean, as far as being 4 miles outside my zone and getting
keep pays in my zone is just ridiculous. So I'm getting priority over everything now.
Well, I mean,
you still get shitty orders, though.
Well, you still get bad ones. You know what? On a little bit lesser scale, I also, and I did some videos this last week showing this. I've noticed I also have been getting orders that are, you know, $10, $10.75, $13, $15, $16 over orders. Not after the hidden tip. Like, this is what initially they're showing me, but the miles are 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 miles, which is usually more than I like to take, but the payouts are good. And it leaves me in a zone to where it's like still good and I can still get another order. In my market, I have zones like that. And I could dash now anytime I want. So I could like start in one zone and then just turn it off and then boom, start in another one and get an order within seconds sometimes. And I've also noticed, and I don't know if this is an algorithm just saying, hey, is Pedro or Tony, if we show them this order, you know, $18 for 7 miles, if he accepts it, maybe he likes to do those miles, so I'll send him another one. Some people think that the algorithm, you know, kind of like gives you orders and like they're testing you based on what you'll take. And if you decline it, then they say, okay, we'll send him a $6 going 2 miles because that's what he likes because he always takes those. I don't know. I'm not saying that's true, but I definitely noticed this last week for me, I was willing to accept offers that were 3 or 4 more miles than what's normal for me in total miles. But the payouts were bigger, and I was doing them because I was able to do 3 of them in an hour, driving a little more highway miles, more miles in my car, but I was making $35 in an hour versus making maybe 25 doing 3 or 4 or 6 or $7 orders. You know what I mean? And I do those all day. Like I'll take a $16 order going 7 miles every day of the week as long as the merchant's good. You know what I mean?
No, I love those long trips.
Yeah, I don't mind them. I don't mind them. And in my market, I hit the highways. I have a lot of highways. So, you know, if it's 8 miles, 5.5 of them are highways. I get off the highway, I make a couple turns, boom. So they're really quick. So I can do them in 15 minutes. And for me, that's a good cash flow amount for the amount of time I'm spending.
Oh, all day. All those big orders were the freeway. I actually got an 1850 and it said this is the Doordash catering order. And I didn't take it because it was all like back roads. I'm like,
yeah.
But my only experience so far with a bad order is I had like an Asian restaurant had like 15 items. I needed to take a picture of my catering bag. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be juicy. There's only like 3 miles, but it ended up just staying $8. So far, every big order that I've seen has been even higher. And it was just that one order that didn't have a hidden tip.
Yeah. See, I haven't gotten any offers in my market with DoorDash where it's like, this is a catering order, take a picture. I haven't gotten anything like that. I have gotten big ones, but they just show up as a regular interface order. And then the hidden tip sometimes is like crazy massive. And I'll look at the subtotal after accepting like an $8, $10 order. And it's like $200-$300 of food. You know, that's happened a couple times, but like they're so infrequent for me. Maybe it's like once a month, maybe. But like, you know, if I see something like a lot of items, decent merchant, a steakhouse, sushi, nice fancy restaurant, like if the miles are even a few more, I take that gamble because I kind of think, you know, this could be like $200 worth of food and it could easily pay like $30 to $50, you know? And for me, it's kind of worth the risk. You know what I mean?
I mean, I personally like to drive farther because if I was to say, would you want to do this $30 order that takes you 45 minutes and drive 11 miles, or do you want to try to grind out 3-4 stops, 7 miles, and do 4 times the work? I'd rather just do the one.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back in my zone.
Yeah, I hear you. I've always been an advocate for, and I made many videos talking about this. I like the short trips. And, in my market, I love the $6.25 or $7.25 going 1 point something. I love those because I can get them done quickly. But I will say there is something to be said for a $30 order. Maybe it takes you 50 minutes and it's 10 miles or whatever. Like, it's a lot less work actually for the same amount of money as if you're going to do 4 orders because you're only dealing with one pickup, one drop off, one customer, one destination, and you're still making your hourly wage. And you're driving a little bit more. So, your profitability is a little bit less maybe, but you're not having to deal with as many headaches, which is nice, or possible headaches, So I think you bring up a really good point, man. I appreciate you bringing it up.
This week I got my biggest DoorDash total ever, the $30, and then I had my biggest Uber Eats It's 42. It was 25 for 15. I got it done in 33 minutes. I'm like,
Nice.
damn, $42. And then
Nice.
I was going to say, if you get this offer, I would highly recommend it because, like I said, to me, this is a top dasher program. This is what it should be. You get priority over big orders. Like that's what make me want to be a top dasher. And you get that higher rating for it too.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah, if you get the offer, man, do it.
Interesting. Appreciate you talking about that.
That's week and month, man. Yep, appreciate it. Pedro.
So we got a couple more minutes. Let's talk about the topics tonight. I want to get your opinion on
okay.
these.
Yeah, definitely. As far as a gig conference, I would love to attend one.
Okay, cool.
And I would like to probably have different opinions, different gig people talk and speak, and learn different things.
Okay.
I'd be interested in a gig conference all day.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Scammers, I've never had a Doordash scam.
Okay.
And then the first topic, I really don't have nothing to talk about. I don't really see too many immigrants or people in my area like that.
In your area, yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew that would be. I knew that would be very market specific based on demographic and all that. In my area, it's very diverse in St. Louis. Especially where I live and in the zone that I live. I mean, there's 10 or 12 different countries represented in just a few square miles, and I think it's cool. We have a lot of for St. Louis is not known for that. You think of big cities like Chicago, Florida, or Miami, or you think of New York, obviously, but St. Louis, man. I mean, I see people from all over the world here, and a lot of them do gig work.
You worked in the casino industry like I did, so you probably deal with a lot of Nepalese people.
Oh, absolutely.
So
from Nepal, oh my God! In the casino, we had Nepalese, a lot of Vietnamese, Thailand, parts of West Africa, Vietnamese. Big time, man. I mean, I would say half of the people I managed at the casino were not born in America. They were from somewhere else. Half of the people, I probably managed 200 people at one time, and 100 of those people were from those parts of the world. And, because what happens is what I've seen, because I've had to hire and whatever, is you have somebody that gets somebody from Nepal, right? And they get hired at the casino, and then they get their cousin a job, their mother a job, their husband a job, their wife a job, their brother, and that's what happens because the community is so small within St. Louis. They all they know each other, they take care of each other, they help each other out, they work together, they live by each other, they live in very similar populations in St. Louis. So I know all about that, man. It's definitely a true thing. So.
Yep. So you got the good conference. I'm in, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. We'll be talking about that. A lot more information to come. We got, obviously some time. But, Tony, I appreciate your phone call tonight, man. Have a good night.
I appreciate it, Pedro.
Thanks, man.
Have a good night.
All right. Tony's always a good phone call. I like that about those big orders because I think we have to sometimes be willing to adapt. And I've preached on this channel a lot. And you guys know I love the short runs because they're more profitable if you can do them right. But lately I have been taking a little more miles, but the payouts are bigger, and I'm not minding it. I'm actually able to hit my goal quicker with a little less stress and get home a little quicker. And to me, time is money, and time is the most valuable thing in my life right now. So, all right, let's take this next call. You are live with Pedro, Dorado, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, man, this is Jim. How are you doing, Pedro?
You say Jim?
Jim, correct, Jim.
How are you, Jim?
I'm awesome. I hope you are.
I am doing fantastic, sir. Thank you. What would you like to talk about tonight?
I'm just, I think I'm going to talk about you.
Okay.
The reason I say that is I'm just a couple months into doing this thing.
Okay.
I have been doing extremely well. I'm very happy doing what I do. Still learning, of course, but I have to give a lot of what I've learned to your videos because, dude, I haven't watched all of them, but I've watched a bunch of them.
Thank you.
Even when I'm dashing, if I'm waiting on something and I've got a YouTube video, I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. There's people like you to help people like us that are getting started in this. I started in mid-September.
Okay.
And I'm averaging right now between 1,000 and 1,200 a week.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. How many hours a week are you working right now?
Well, that's the thing. I'm 60 years old, married 40 years. I try to stay out of the house as much as I can. But I put in some 8-10 hour days, maybe a little longer. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
A lot of colleges here, which I despise. Me personally, I hate working the college market. It's terrible here.
Oh man, I mean, the tips sometimes aren't great, and the drop-offs can be horrendous. I can imagine.
Oh, yeah. Most of the time, even the students don't even know where they live.
Yep.
Trying to find them. But I'm like you. A lot of rural area here. The market that I try to work in Greensboro, there's some miles involved in it. And I've listened to strategies and all this different kind of stuff, and I have found out for me personally, sometimes I take those that I probably shouldn't, but at the end of the day, I've made money. Even so much just by doing it 2 months, I went out and bought me a little hybrid because I started out in an F-150 and that was killing me.
Ooh, yeah, I bet, man.
17 miles to the gallon. That's not getting now. I'm 30 something. So
nice.
I've cut my gas in half.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's just the fact that your knowledge and a couple other video guys or content creators I watch have been very detrimental to my success, and I just wanted to say thanks. As far as your topics, I haven't been in long enough to. I probably have more problem with the immigrants that own the restaurants than immigrants going into restaurants in America. A lot, especially going into Chinese establishments, sushi bars and stuff like that. It's that type of thing. Not had a problem with scamming or anything yet. I love scammers. When I get those IRS calls, I take them and I play their game.
You know what, Jim? It's fun. So let's talk about that for a minute because it's not gig related. But I have gotten. It started with me about 6 years ago because my name's Pedro Santiago, a very Hispanic name. I would get phone calls telling me that I was going to get deported and I needed to pay money or the cops are going to come to my job. And I would say there's probably been a half dozen times where I've entertained these calls. I knew they were scams, but I would kind of mess with them a little bit. And, and a couple of times I was I was off and I called them back and I was like, oh yeah, where do you want me to send the money? And because they're so cringe and so despicable to me, these scamming people are so crazy. But I even get calls to this day, IRS calls. I have not got the Doordash one. But it's crazy, man. These, but I guess the reason they do it is they make, they're sitting in a call center somewhere and they make, 100,000 calls a day. All they need is 100 people to fool, and they can make some money, And
I would think, me personally, I'm not knocking the Middle Eastern people or any of it, but when you hear that accent and their name is John, well, first of all, that ain't right.
Sure.
And so they, I play with them. I go, I act scared. I act and I just join in because what I'm doing when I do that, I'm saving someone else's money. I hope because
there you go.
Have the time to mess with them.
Yes.
And I've gotten scammers, about Medicare, Medicaid, all this kind of stuff, and I'm not even old enough for that yet.
Yeah.
And first of all, my house phone, which is a digital line, I don't even use that line. It was just part of my package. Yeah. And but I get calls on it all the time. But they're funny to me. I just play with them. And
it is funny. It is.
And
funny.
the gig conference thing, being I'm up for learning anything. So. This is fun so far. I'm naturally what I do for a living is I'm a certified hypnotherapist and hypnotist.
Oh, really?
And so that's what I do for a living. I just started doing this while I'm waiting for some shows and stuff to get started, which is getting ready to happen up. But I'm getting to, like I said, I'm making a couple dollars doing this. And my advice to anybody that's listening or even cares is you got to bust your butt, man. It's not going to come to you free. You got to go out there and work and get it.
Absolutely.
And,
that's great advice.
There if you want it.
That's great. That's great advice. You have to be willing to grind a little bit and make mistakes, but you put in some time and there's definitely money to be made. You said you're making $1,000, $1,200 a week. That's good money. It's good living, right? And
I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great,
So-
man. That's great.
But,
Hey, Jim.
I'm going to see you get some other people, brother. I just wanted to call in. I'm glad you took the call. Just wanted to say thanks again for what you do. Keep it up, brother. We support you, and I'll probably might even buy one of your coffee mugs. I collect coffee mugs.
Oh well, hey man, yeah, man, that'd be
So,
fantastic, man. I appreciate the support, and Jim, good luck out there, man, and keep grinding, my friend. Thank you.
all right, my brother. You do the same.
All right,
Take care.
thank you, Jim.
Later.
All right, fantastic call from brother. Still trying, Pedro. Oh, go ahead and call in now, bud. Bud Soda's in the house. Bud Soda be all right. I think this is Bud Soda. You are live with Pedro Doordash Santiago. Is this Bud Soda?
No, this is not Bud Soda. This is Matt Dash.
Matt Dash, what up, man? How are you, brother? I need to save your phone number in here. I don't have it on this phone. I got it on the other one. So, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing good. He must have the same area code.
I think he might. That's why because I see the city or whatever in the town, and I thought it was him. So, what up, man? How was your week, man?
It was good.
Good.
Can't complain.
Good. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Oh, it was actually about last Sunday call, I guess.
Let's go.
You want to know what my wife spent her first week of dashing money on?
I'm waiting. Tell me what she got.
A Counting Crows concert.
Oh, so you remember when I mentioned him last week?
Yeah, and actually, my father-in-law, which my daughters are named after. His favorite. He was a lifelong stagehand. He started in the late 70s.
Wow.
As a stagehand, and that was his favorite band.
That's cool, man. They got some great energy, man. It's just like it's good, kind of like feel good music and good vibes, and that guy's got a good voice, man. He's just different, So that's cool.
But yeah, he passed away like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's what it was the only concert we went to this year, really. And it was my second time seeing him. I dig it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a good vibe. They just have a good. But Perfect Blue Buildings was like, she can't even, she plays it all the time, but it's sentimental to her too.
Yeah.
So like that's I know you have mad respect for your dad.
Oh, big time, man. For me, it's kind of nostalgic because I was probably when that big like the Mr. Jones album came out. I was probably maybe 11. And he would listen to it in the car and like all kinds of music, but and we would just be jamming out to it, and it just kind of brings me back to a simpler time. You know what I mean? And my dad was always very eclectic with his music, similar to me. He'd listen to kind of everything, and that was just music that I would never have probably heard if it wasn't for him, and being around and driving in his car with him and listening to that or like Blues Traveler or whatever. And I'd listen to things that, I was listening to rap and hip hop and like Nirvana, but then here comes the Counting Crows. My dad's like, "Oh, you gotta listen to this. It's pretty cool, man." And I liked it. So I always kind of remember stuff like that.
It's funny you said that because what opened my eyes when I used to listen, hip hop and Nirvana Unplugged, New York, the MTV.
Yes, the special. Yeah.
Man, it was it because I was never a big fan of Nirvana. Like Smells Like Teen Spirit. It was just too harsh, but man,
dude, that MTV Unplugged, that's good. That's a good show, man. I mean, it's for me. I did like Nirvana. I'm like a huge fan, but I like music that makes me think a little bit, makes me feel emotions, whether they're high or low. And that guy was dealing with some things, but then also, you have David Grohl back there on the drums. I liked it.
The vibe of the set was just
the vibe. I mean, you can't. That's original, man. That's different. I mean, that's different kind of stuff. It's just a guy up there with a guitar humming and singing, and I mean, it was simple, but sometimes the simple stuff is really good.
And it was just playing what he wanted. He didn't wear his hits or his songs. He just covering old stuff.
Yeah, man. No, I remember seeing that, man, and that's I guess I was probably middle school at that time or something like that. So
I know. Like I said, it opened my eyes.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So
Way off topic.
No, what about the top?
Did you go to the pumpkin patch this week?
We didn't. It got canceled because we were going to go with my girlfriend's friend or something, has a couple younger kids, and then I guess the kids weren't feeling great, so I think we're going to try to do it at some point this week coming up, but we didn't go. Yeah, this week we had
as a fall guy. You love fall.
Oh, I love fall, man. But like, I've never been a guy that's done like the pumpkin or apple picking or like hay rides or like I don't mind doing it, but I've never really done it. I like taking hikes in the fall. I like doing other things in the fall outside. Like we went to my sister's. My sister had like a little campfire, roasting marshmallows, listening to music, drinking beers. Like I love spending time outside like that during the fall time. But like I don't do a lot of that other stuff. But with the baby, we want to kind of make memories, and not that Ruby would even remember it, but you take pictures and that's what parents do. You know what I'm saying? Like so, we kind of want to do things like that just to kind of make a memory, and we can look back one day and, oh, do you remember this? Well, no, Dad, I don't remember. I was 3 months old, but we got a picture, right? So that's kind of the thought behind it, So
I was sitting around a campfire last weekend with family.
Oh man, I love it. That's one of my favorite things to do, man. Because you get to drinking a little bit, you get to talking, you got music, and then like before you know it, you're out there for 5-6 hours. The conversations are just all over the place. I love stuff like that. And my family, we like doing stuff like that. Like we're just always around each other, and whether it's at my dad's or my sister's or over here, and we just like to get together and just talk shit. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And like it's
my family's got 10 acres out of town.
Yeah,
we do just that.
Yeah, man, I love it, man.
Shoot guns, whatever,
and
campfire and all that, horseshoes.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a good time. So, what about the topics? You want to talk about them?
Off topic. In my trade, I spent 2 weeks working in Puerto Rico, where I was the guy that couldn't speak a lick of what everybody else was speaking. I was just lost. I'd show up to the airport. I had a rental car. I'm like, all right, I go to National. I go here, and I'm shoving a phone in their face like, I need to go to this hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they hand me a GPS that's coordinating me there and stuff. And like they put us up nice. It was, I was on the beach, like behind 2 gates. I didn't know how rough it was in Puerto Rico.
Oh, there's parts of Puerto Rico that are very touristy and beautiful, and there are parts that the crime there is bad because the government's ran. There's no the lack of government. It kind of allows the criminal element to kind of do what they want. So it's really rough in Puerto Rico, some parts.
Well, we were working at a factory town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was rough. What they made was the plastic parts, for breakers, like electrical breakers in your panel. Yeah. So all the plastic parts were made for the company Eaton. It was made down there. And what we were down there doing was putting fences and lasers around machinery so people wouldn't stick their hands in the machinery. That's what we were doing. It was building a system that tied into their existing machinery that protected the employees from and I guess that was a thing that people would do that to get disability.
Wow.
And then pass it on like they were doing something for their family to get the disability payments for the rest of their life or something like that.
That's crazy, man. Desperate. That's desperate though. But that's I'm not surprised, man. It's crazy.
Well, it's just different down there.
Yeah.
So you being Puerto Rican or whatever, I thought that was interesting. But it was a time in my life where I couldn't speak a lick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And construction, I have guys on my job, and I see it all the time. They're taking advantage of, and taking advantage of because I have a guy on my job right now that's working in the electrical field. I'd say that can't speak any English. He has a guy that they ride together, and that's his apprentice, and he's bilingual. But I think some network of gig workers, like you could have somebody that works in someone from New York or these bigger metropolitan. You can have a bilingual person that would be willing to connect with other people because
Yeah.
I see it in my market too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really taken advantage of, and yes, they're having a hard time out here trying to make a living.
Yeah.
When they don't, and they're showing, like you said, putting the phone in their face because they can't pronounce the name on the order.
Yeah.
It happens every day.
I think it's tough, and I think we got to take personal responsibility and be willing to, learn the language. Keep your language because that's your culture, but you got to learn English, right? There's ways to do that. I think English is actually a pretty easy language to learn, but it is tough because I think the gig app companies know this, and it's a business. It's about the dollars and cents for them, right? It's about the profitability, and they understand that if they've got somebody like Pedro, let's say I didn't speak any English, right? And they have a dasher like yourself, I am probably going to more apt to take the $2 and $3 orders because maybe I don't know any better. And whereas you might not take it. So they need to have the Pedros. And I think they know that. And, I got to figure out a way to make some videos that are like subtitled in other languages. Like I really want to make it to where I can get some of these videos out to a broader audience so that some of these tips and tricks can actually go to people that might need it if they ever find it. But I don't know how to do that. But I definitely think it could be helpful because I think there are some people that are not making as much as they can make. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah. In other countries, like the highest paid people speak English.
Yeah.
Just it gives them a whole leg up.
Yep.
Like I said, in Puerto Rico or Venezuela, or they're working in tourism and they're living a better life than the other people that just can't learn English.
Very true.
I mean, like that's lawyers that only speak Spanish or speak the native language are making less than people working in tourism.
Oh, big time, man. But I mean, if you're bilingual, you have to. I mean, you have a huge advantage if you know 2 languages. You're going to make 25-30% more. If you know 3 languages, you could possibly double your income based on the field you're in, and the numbers are there. And having multiple. I mean, you speak a couple languages, man. That is to anybody's benefit.
Well, I like I said, I see it in construction every day.
Yeah.
I just don't like to see people taking advantage of.
No, I hear you, man. I'm same
way,
man. Same way. Hey, so have you taken any calls from like scammers on the phone? You got any stories about that?
No.
Okay.
I block them.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can get on the phone and play games with them.
Yeah, I've been guilty of it. I'm not proud to say it, but I've definitely done it a couple times. If I'm in a good mood and I got like an extra 20 minutes, I'll mess around with them for a little bit.
They're just trying to do a job.
This is true. It is a job for them, but
a lot of them, but some of them are. That's a hard job.
Yeah,
that's worse than taking complaint calls.
Yeah,
I'd say I know people that work in call centers here, but you can tell when you pick up the phone.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could tell within 5-10 seconds.
Nigeria.
Yeah. It's Nigeria, maybe part of India, the Philippines. Like those are, historically where a lot of these places are at. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but they make thousands of calls a day, or 1,000 calls a day. It only takes 1 or 2 to pay their wages.
That's it. All I got to do is 1 or 2, and they're good. And that they hit their quota for the day or the week or whatever. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure that's they could scam $1,000 out of somebody. Once or twice a week. That's probably pretty good money, right? So. Cool. Thanks, man.
Did you have a third topic?
Yeah. Third topic was the gig. So we're going to be doing a gig conference in the summer of 2022. So what is something that you would like to see at like a gig conference? What's your opinion on that?
I'll take the road trip. I'll be there.
Nice.
And
cool.
I'm down for the slap competition.
We did talk about that, didn't we? I think we got to have. Yeah, I remember that. When she talked to Hannibal, and I think we got to have some fun activities. I don't want it to be. I think we got to have some guest speakers, and maybe some meet and greets and things, but some food and a cocktail hour and like things like that. But I think we got to have some fun stuff to do, to where it's not about the gig work. It's a fun, right? Whether it's a karaoke, it's whatever that is. Some kind of entertainment, a comedian, or I don't know, but. I think it could be a good time. So,
Just make it real, not fake, and I know Roy will show up.
You know what? I hope he would.
Make it real.
I hope he would. I mean, but I guess it's going to depend for a lot of people where it is, but obviously that's to be determined. But because logistics and can I fly? Can I drive? Can I afford to fly or drive? We're not going to be able to please everybody with this, but at the end of the day, we get some people to show up. I think it could be fun. So
I think St. Louis is central.
And I've been saying that, not, obviously for selfish reasons, I live here, but if I'm going to be planning most of it with the help of a few people, logistically, I already have the connections and things like that. And it is very central. And it's the cost of doing things and staying in a hotel in St. Louis is actually pretty cheap. And Airbnbs are cheaper here than a lot of other places. And
100.
Yeah. So the likelihood of it being here is probably high right now, but obviously that, hasn't been determined yet. But all right, my brother.
Alexis will make it anyway.
Oh, I know it will, man. I know it will, man. We got to park that thing right out front. People take pictures with it. Charge them $1 a picture.
We went probably 20 minutes this week.
Yeah. I hear you, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. I always appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
No problem, brother.
Talk to you later.
Matt Dasher out.
All right, man. See you. All right. Matt Dasher has a channel. Check it out. He's got different kind of content. He's giving you a different perspective on the gig economy, and he's got a lot of different topics and stuff like that. So definitely give him some love and support. I've met Matt Dasher. He came down with his, he was doing a road trip. He came down and showed me his Lexus that he bought, and he was doing Doordash to pay for this particular car and to do the road trips and stuff. He's got a really cool story. Check his channel out, Matt Dasher Road Trip Cash. So let's see who we got in the chat. I'm going to take some calls still, but I want to see what we got in the chat. I don't want to ignore y'all because I know y'all be in here acting. Oh, Kathy, what up? We got Kathy in the house. Brandon P, what up? Lethal, Goat Dasher, what up? Shannon, Tracy, Smacking Ass 2007, what up, brother? Madeline, how are you? We got Vegan Driver. Let's see. Let's pick out some comments we can read all out here. Pull my finger. What up, Kathy? But that worked for me. Hey, D fam, would y'all either send a prayer or some good thoughts as vibes this way for my sweet dog Molly? She's having her only eye removed in the morning. I appreciate it so much. Oh, Kathy, I'm sorry to hear that. I got 2 dogs myself. I hope everything's. I'll definitely do that. Me and my girlfriend will talk about that tonight. Krista Ray, haha, I hate delivering when it's dark too. I don't like it. I rarely deliver at night. Eric, what up, brother? Soldier 898, what up? House Music Mike, what up? DoorDash Raph, what up? Crazy Cajun, what up? We got Lauren, what up? Cool. All right, let's take this next call. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, Pedro, this is Jim again, man. I wanted to throw this in. You just said something about the conference. Look,
yeah,
I will donate if you want to have the time. I will do a comedy hypnosis show for the event.
So, Jim, can you, I have an email on the About section tab of my channel page. Could you email me and we can correspond this week?
Certainly. And I don't know if you've got I'm happy to give you my number. I mean, if you want to call me that way too.
Gotcha.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
It'll be under Hypno Jimbo. So when you see Hypno, you'll know what it is. Dude, that would be fantastic.
That could definitely be a fun thing to do. So hit my email and we'll talk this week, man. Thanks, Jim.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
See you. Boom. We're already booking shows, baby. Look at that. I love it, man. I love it. Love it. You guys are fantastic. All right. So, thanks, Pedro. Appreciate you guys. Oh, absolute Catherine, man. My dog Coop we had to have his man things taken out because it was that time. He was kind of peeing and marking his territory a little bit too much, even in the house. And so we had to do that last Friday. So, but he's doing well. So, all right, let's take this next call. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have tonight?
What's up, Pedro? This is Damien. How you doing?
Danny, how are you, man?
I'm doing okay. What I wanted to mention was when I first started door dashing, it was right before COVID. I'm in the Sacramento area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first few weeks, I had to schedule, and you couldn't just door dash whenever you wanted to, like I was used to doing with Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
And then when COVID came along, it was pretty much a free-for-all. You could do it whenever. But now it's kind of getting back to what it was with, barely being able to dash and yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is I'll take my kid to school at like 7:50 a.m. and I'll be looking at it like every second, and it's all like, no dash is available, no dash is available. So who's dashing at this time? That's my question. And then that makes me think, maybe do the percentages matter? Do those people have privilege maybe we don't know? Like, because obviously there's a bunch of dashers out there. So who gets to dash and who doesn't?
Well,
I'm checking it every second.
I do know this. If you're a top dasher, meaning you end the month with acceptance rate of 70% or more, you can dash now. That's one of the perks that they tell you, hey, be a top dasher. You can dash anywhere. Don't have to schedule. I am not a top dasher, never have been. And 99% of the time I can dash whenever I want. But that's only because my market is really good and or it's not oversaturated. Within your market, I know a lot of people, they do, maybe your market, the morning rush is really busy. So there's too many dashers and that's why you're not able to get on. It could be it's just oversaturation. It could also be there's not enough orders coming through for the amount of drivers that are there. Like there could be 50 drivers, but there's just not the demand isn't there, or it's too inconsistent. It could be a number of those things, a combination of those things.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know about that 70%, but I assumed they probably had something like that, whether they were open about it or not. But I was just wondering, because I know that, there's people that dash more than me, but I've done over 2,000, so I'm probably above, a good majority of the drivers, like, consistency-wise. So I was like, man, how come, who's getting this privilege and who's not? So I guess that's how they're doing it, huh?
In each market can be different, right? So, like, top dasher for me is not really beneficial because my market, I don't think it's oversaturated based on what I can do and what I make, and it's always busy. So, like, I could dash right now if I wanted to. I just know that I could. And in your market, it could be where there's a lot of top dashers and they're dashing now because they can. And if you don't get on that schedule the night before, a couple of nights before to save your slot, then that might be why you're having that issue.
Yeah, okay, because there's like never time to schedule. It's always like, midnight to 4 a.m. And then sometimes when I do get to, like, I'll be checking out and it'll be like 8 o'clock, and then I'm able to 8 a.m. and then I'm able to do it until 8:30. They give me that little nugget. So it's like, they've been teasing me lately. So I just wanted to see what you had to say about it. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime. And I would definitely, are you in your local market? Are you in like the Reddit or Facebook groups that people share ideas and talk? Are you in any of those?
I pop in every now and then, Dasher 209.
Okay.
I check it out. The Doordash.
Yeah. You might be able to get some information there because, I could give you what works for me in my market or what other people say, but markets can be so specific. Sometimes I will say this, if it's telling you, you can dash for this 30-minute increment, right? And that's what's available. If I would try it, because sometimes what I have found, I've had that happen to me as well. And what I do is I can dash for a little bit, and then right before my dash is going to end, if it stays busy, you can always extend your dash. You go into that home tab and you extend dash, and you might be able to actually extend it and dash longer than that 30 minutes than they initially showed you. Try that sometimes too, and that might work for you.
All right, Pedro. I appreciate it. You have a good night now.
No problem, man. Have a good night, Danny. All right, we will take a small bathroom break. I'll be right back. You guys can talk to Hootie the Owl. We are not going anywhere. We just starting, guys. We'll be right back. We are back. Did we lose anybody? Nope. So we didn't lose that many people. All right. We're going to take this next call. Let's get Hootie back over here. Pick up my pen. Topics of the night. If you're just coming in, we're talking about DoorDash. Well, not just DoorDash. Gig apps. Do they take advantage of immigrants? What do you guys think about that? There's no right or wrong answer. Matter of opinion. Also, Gig Conference 2022. Would you attend it if it was done? What would you like to see there? How do you imagine a gig conference? No, to my knowledge, no one's never been done. We can have some fun, some events, some games, some speakers, whatever, right? And third topic would be scammers. Have you guys had any DoorDash scammers call you trying to get your information? If somebody's calling you saying they're from DoorDash and they need your credentials, that is a scam. And or do you have any funny scam stories from somebody saying they're IRS or they're saying they're from the police or whatever? Let me know. All right, let's take this next call. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line this evening?
Hi, Pedro. It's Johnny.
Johnny, what's up, man?
Not much, brother. Finally, I can talk.
Thanks for calling, man. Sorry. You know the phone lines be crazy sometimes. You know how it is, man. You know how it is.
Oh, I know.
What do you got on your mind tonight, man? Hello? You still there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Sorry, switch to Bluetooth. Speaking of the get-together, the gig convention, I know it's unpopular with some of y'all, but I think we have to put donations or something toward it to have it be a success, and we do have to commercialize it somewhat, like sell t-shirts, sell whatever random stuff, have raffles, giveaways or something. Mm-hmm. And we already got one entertainer, but the other bigger entertainer is off axis.
Yep, I've talked to Tanner, and I know if we do it in Vegas, he said he would definitely do it. I'm going to have a conversation with him separate, and as well as some other people as far as getting some sponsors and things like that. That's definitely going to be something that will probably have to be utilized in order to make it professional and proficient. So I think you bring up a really good point.
Yeah, and we need a lot of the bigger gig tubers, the ones that, even though Roy Diamond Discovery is pretty influential still, like UDM, Hannibal, Tanner, like we said, obviously, have them as keynote speakers.
I know DoorDash Dad said he'd come. I know Kim from Kim's side, Money Plan says she would come. So definitely going to be
all great people.
Yeah, reaching out and even inviting people like Henry Campbell from the Rideshare Guy. I would invite Bentley. I would invite a lot of people that wanted to come so that we could get this thing, as many people that can share this, because we all share a commonality, right? So I would definitely be inviting a lot of people, and it wouldn't just be people that I know. It'd be people that I know of, but maybe don't have a relationship with necessarily, and make this as good as we can. So
the other thing I wanted to speak on is the highway miles debate. Everyone's like, oh, no, I won't take anything more than 2 or 3 miles. Hey,
right.
No. But think about it. Like, what you do is you get up on the highway or the loop or whatever, and you're on and off that. You're not waiting in traffic lights, constant stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. You're getting better fuel mileage, less wear and tear on your car, because stop starting and going very short distances is the hardest thing on your vehicle.
Absolutely.
And in the engine, that carbon buildup, it's hard on the transmission.
Yep.
Harder on your brakes. So I'm sorry, I'm a car nut, but I work at an automotive dealership, for God's sake. And I'm going to adapt. I'm going to actually up. Now my new minimum is $6, and it's worked very well for me all day. And I had some people bash me the other morning for it. They said, "Oh, he's crazy, why would he take $6?" Because on DoorDash, $6.50 seems to be my magic number most times. I had an $8 one, I had a $10 one, I had an $8.50 one, all turn into more.
Oh, absolutely.
And the $10 one was a little risky. It was 9.1 miles, and it turned into 13. But maybe a mile back coming from it, I picked up another order that was worth it, and that one was another hidden tip order. I had maybe 3 orders tonight that were not hidden tips. The rest were all hidden tips. So I'm very good at calling that, and people need to be a little more open-minded on that. On Uber, I know, like you always show it's $10 or $11.
Yeah, $11 for me is if it shows $11, it has always been more. Sometimes it's only 5 cents, sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's $3, sometimes it's 20. Yeah. But if it shows me 11 and it's by itself, not stacked, it's always more than $11.
Yeah, like people expect, it's going to be $1 or $2, $3 more. It's like all those. Think about when they cut our base pay down by 50 to 75 cents. I mean, in some areas it went down to $2 flat.
Yeah.
And just think of that, of all those extra 25, 50, 75 cent dollar you're getting, how all of those stacked up, considering they cut our base pay and how much it hurt when they took that base pay away from us. And people don't, they don't think about that.
Yeah.
So with these gas prices going up, you got to adapt and change. Maybe, we'll do highway, or you could do other apps like shopping that you take longer to do things, but you get paid more. You drive a little less, but the order itself might be going 11 miles for almost $30.
Yeah.
But still, your dollar per mile is great. You're still getting paid a decent hourly.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one nightmare one today because the customer is being super, 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 super picky. But you'll have that. At least she was interacting with me. I'll give you that as a plus. But I took 30 more minutes than I wanted to.
Ooh.
I could have been done in 45.
Yeah.
I took an hour to 15 for. The only thing that saved my tip was she was okay with getting the name brand Worcester sauce that was $3 more than the store.
Was this on? Was this Instacart?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
It was a stack, double order, and I apologized to the first customer. And she didn't live very far from the store. She lived like a half mile away. And I'm like, I'm so sorry it took so long. I was trying to substitute things, and you weren't the only order. And I had to wait in the deli line behind every grandma and grandpa. Literally.
I want my 2 pounds.
I love our elderly, but they're like,
They're getting their two pounds of roast beef and 1.5 pounds of coleslaw and the Munster cheese.
Most of them are, let's say they're more of the pinch penny variety, and they're kind of looking. They're standing in line the whole time. I imagine you've been at a convenience store and you've been behind these people, especially those quote lottery customers.
Oh,
they're standing there the whole time.
Don't get me started on my Quick Trip lottery.
And then you're standing there for an extra 2 to 5 minutes sometimes.
Oh, man.
These people are just picky as hell.
Yeah.
But, excuse my language. But, anyways, I'll move on from that. I had a very good day. Besides, it was a long time in between orders. That's the only thing that stunk. Sometimes it'd be a very long time. My last order to 7-Eleven was having trouble hand keying in because it forces them to scan a UPC even though the customer is okay as a substitute. They couldn't figure out how to hand key something in, and then they just ended up refunding it. So I wasted 10 minutes just for her not to have the other things she wanted. She wanted 2 different kinds of checks, and they only had the one. So it's like, really, guys? Really?
I don't. You know what? I don't think I wouldn't be against doing Instacart. I like to do it just for the experience. But I'm
talking about a Doordash order.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying Instacart. I don't know if I can shop for them. But like the Doordash ones, Walgreens, I do those all day, man, all day long.
Yeah. Well, Instacart has been cracking down a little bit on how much the price can vary, and the way around that is just to refund the item and just hit add. But this customer was not having it. She wanted her very specific weights. And you know how meats and veggies vary in weight. I tried to at least get the amount they originally wanted. And she's like, it was a 30-cent more pound stew meat versus the one she had on the thing. And she was being very, very picky about it. Well, it cost 30 cents more a pound. And I was trying to explain the math to her that it was only actually like $1.50 more in reality.
Right.
Anyways, I was going to get away from that. So today, I made $101 on Doordash, and in between Instacart and stuff, for probably $30.96 for my gas time was an hour and a half for one of them. It wasn't. And the other one
is Sunday a good money day for you?
Usually, yes. It was better than usual. I had to sneak in on the schedule and stuff because the area was grayed out. So I had to sneak it in. But Doordash started picking up versus Instacart. Instacart was just throwing me trash, and there were still people taking them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we know that there's always going to be somebody that's going to take the trash, unfortunately. I wish they didn't. I guess we need those people, but man, sometimes I feel like how are they making a living? Like gas is going up. Like how are they making money taking these bad orders, you know?
That's the thing, Pedro. The gas prices are going up.
Yeah.
Those people will be scared away because they don't lose too much money.
They might. I think they might.
If us hard hustlers, if we just hang on, I think a lot of the clowns will be gone, and then the orders just get tossed around. Like I know a certain creator did a no-tip order as an experiment to see how long it'd take and what the base pay would be, and the base pay went from $2.75 to $6 because it got tossed around for half an hour, and so. I mean, there's that possibility, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he did hand him a cash tip. I will give him that. And some people on here might know who I'm talking about, but I said his name once.
I think I missed that video, so yeah, I don't.
It's all good.
You know what? I've been watching.
Every day.
I've been watching. You know, I'm subscribed to a lot of people, but I've been watching less GigTube. I've been watching less GigTubers videos because like I'm trying to watch other things and like. I've watched everybody's stuff so much. I'm trying to like broaden my horizon a little bit. Yeah, because time is but I do watch a lot of YouTube, man. Like I got it's a guilty pleasure because sometimes I even if I'm being honest, I watch people I don't really like because like it's kind of funny. So I do that as well sometimes. Like if I'm bored in the car waiting, I'm like, let me check this channel out because like it's kind of hilarious to me. And then there are ones that I watch. Everything they do because I enjoy their content. So I'm everybody's channel has a purpose. I will say that. I think everybody's channel, has a purpose, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent,
Well, like you're saying, we do need counterpoints of view. Like you said, you reach out to Bentley and try to get him to come.
Yeah, we need different views. Like we can't just watch the same, every market's different. Everybody's personality is different. Some people like ride-alongs. Some people just want the news. Some people want to be entertained. Some people want to watch a highly edited video because it's appealing and it's awesome looking. There's a lot of people that do great videos like that. Some people might like to watch me because I just rant and rave and show you what I do every day. Like there's different channels for everybody. And I think that that's what's good about this space is that you can find what you like. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. And I think that that's a good thing,
Yeah, like. We got a good little community going on.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think
there's in here, the chat over at Hannibal.
Yeah, man.
Call-ins Sundays here, and the call-ins multiple days, and the chat on
UDMs.
Those are basically the biggest ones for me.
Yeah.
That I don't like to miss, and I guess I was muted because Discord screwed up on the member chat the other night, so that sucks. But
oh, really? Oh man, that sucks, man. Yeah, UDM's putting out some high quality shows right now, man. I like what he's doing over there. He's grinding Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 on Fridays with the members, and then the other one. I got a lot of respect for him, man. He's coming back strong right now. He's got, UDM, somebody I really look up to. He's one of the first people I started watching. Like, I got a lot of respect for what he does and his viewpoints and his call-in show and like. He's funny. Like I've told him this already in person. He knows it. I got a lot of respect for what he's doing and what he wants to do. And, we might not always agree about this or that, but like, that's okay. But like, I love his channel, man. Like I'm a big fan of UDM.
Well, there's all these working apps. He's trying to, give out alternatives that like, Lenovo is the one he mentioned. And a lot of it in the chat, if you watch the live chat, people were telling you, unfortunately, none in my region.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's kind of a thing, but the only thing it shows is a joke of a company that I had contact with in the past, and they never contact you back. They never tell you what the work's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think UDM's just saying, hey, this is what I do. You got to do your own research, find out what works in your market, and I think that's good advice. And I've said it like.
But in most areas, it's well-known companies working at their warehouses or whatever, like working for Coca-Cola. Like, I think one of them on there, if you work 3 days in a row, doing the Coca-Cola shift work, they throw you an extra $50. So I mean, that can be pretty lucrative, especially if your market's slow. And then you're out of there around dinner time, and you can just go do your gig work for dinner, which is usually the best time anyway. You know what I mean? So it could be very ideal for some people. You're not putting mileage on your car. You could maybe go out a little early, pick up orders on your way to there, and then do the dinner, pick up orders on your way home, which I know a lot of y'all do. I know Doordash Dad is a real big proponent of that.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you can sign in, why not? See what comes
hey, man, you got to have those options.
I went to go home. I didn't get anything, but I was just like, if I get a unicorn or a golden goose, I'll do it. You know?
I'm the same way. When I'm done for the night, I keep my apps on as I'm driving home, and if I get one on the way, or if I get a great one, and it only takes me a couple miles on my way, I'm gonna take it, and it helps me. I probably make an extra $20-$25 a week, which isn't a lot, but I make an extra amount of money just by keeping it on the way home. And to me, it's like I'm making money on what I call dead miles. Like I'm driving that way anyway. I might get lucky, and if I don't, I don't. But an extra $25 a week for me, that's worth it. So
yeah, your cash flow on your trip home.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm done.
Exactly. Hey, if I go get lunch I'm gonna take a 20-minute break. I keep my apps on. And the other day, I went to go get Crazy Bowls and Wraps. I had my app on. I'm eating my lunch. I get a Crazy Bowls and Wraps order for $8. I took it. And it paid for my lunch. Yeah. I keep my app. I keep my apps on. I keep them on all the time when I'm out, even if I'm doing an errand because I might get something really good going in that direction. I highly recommend doing that. As long as you're not compromising your time with being late somewhere, it makes me extra money all the time. So
if you're going to eat out, what I recommend is going to a place with a lot of sit down joints that are of higher quality, let's say, but maybe still reasonably priced. The others might be a little more expensive around it, and you can get a great offer from any of those restaurants. Like my favorite place to sit has a Moe's, a Chipotle, a Five Guys, Buffalo Wild Wings, IHOP, not so much. But I mean, if it's middle of the afternoon, it's IHOP. They'll be so dead that you'll get the order. But otherwise, they are horrendous.
No, absolutely, man, absolutely. Hey, Johnny, I appreciate
Applebee's across the street, but
yeah.
You got to adapt your strategies, you know?
You got to.
I'll let you go. I'll talk too long now.
No, you're good, man, Johnny. I appreciate it, man. But, yeah, like you said, adapt or die, man. We got to be able to adapt if we still want to make that money, man. Great points. Appreciate you, brother, man.
You know what username this is, right?
Yeah, Bud Soda.
Okay.
I knew that.
Megan was picking.
No. I know who we got on the line. I know the voice by now, my friend. Hey, have a good night, man. Thank you.
Take care, Pedro.
All right, see you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Johnny, formerly known as Bud Soda. He's everywhere, y'all. Listen, you can catch Bud Soda in all the lives, all the chats. This guy works hard. He's got a lot of jobs. He's out here grinding, supporting these channels. Appreciate you, my friend. So let's take a few more calls. It's still early. We've been going an hour and a half. My vibes are still up. Let's rock with you guys. Let's see who we got in the live chat. I think Pull My Finger. Oh, no. Formerly Pull. Now he's calling himself. Hold up. Let me look at the name. Pull My Gig. I watch Pedro, and I can't stand him. I love you. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Listen, Pedro is an acquired taste. Okay, some people might not think so, but trust me, we got this Pedro. You got Hoodie Pedro. Some of you guys know what that's about. But let's take this next call from Nebraska. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
What's up? It's Sam, man, your vegan driver.
What's up, man? What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm all right.
So first, hold on.
Circumstances.
Before you talk, I want to say thank you for what you did last week. You know what that means. You know what I'm talking about, and I want to thank you very much for doing that. That was very kind of you, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. I planned on going back and doing the last few too, but
yeah, man. No, you're good, man. I appreciate that, man. And we got a link. I love to send you a shirt or a hoodie or something just for doing stuff like that. I think that's very kind of you. So we can talk later about that. But what do you got going on this week, man?
Oh, for sure. A lot of things, really. So the end of last week, beginning of this week, I tried to upload my first YouTube videos, and
okay.
I guess it's a known problem. Sometimes they just never finish processing.
I've had that problem many times, especially in the beginning of my doing YouTube. It's so frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, like same videos over and over and over and over and over. I haven't gotten them once to go through yet, so I don't know. That's kind of frustrating.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi when you're trying?
I've done both on just 5G and on both.
Yeah.
It's all off my phone, but I've got a Z Fold. So, I mean, it's a tablet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going to try and like go to a Starbucks or something maybe. And
you know, I say that because I had this issue and I do everything on my phone. I've only made 2 videos when I was at the hospital when Ruby was being born on my laptop. And I clip it with iMovie, I save it to the device, and then I go to my YouTube app and I hit the upload video. And there were times, there were a few times in the beginning, it's been a while, where it would take like 8 hours to upload a video in my home. And then I went to Starbucks, went to their Wi-Fi, one video uploaded in 5 minutes. I would go the next day, Starbucks, Wi-Fi, same connection, good signal, and it wouldn't upload at all. So I don't have the answer for it, but like you got to try different things because I've been having to do that. And then finally I had to get Wi-Fi at the house. And once I did that, it was a game changer for me as far as uploading, and it's been really quick and easy for me. So.
Yeah, I tried the browser and the YouTube Studio app, and I don't know. I'm moving in a couple of weeks, so
yeah.
I can try after them. But I really wanted it up because I wanted to be able to just start posting, and I don't want to start posting stuff and then have my intro videos go up later. That's just weird.
I hear you. Hey, if I got any advice for you, be patient and get it. And make sure if you're putting it out, the quality's there, and you're. Don't rush it, but it can definitely be frustrating. I've been there, man. I
took some time and edited them and stuff. That's why I'm all mad.
No, I hear you,
like
man.
20 minutes and stuff. And they're all, But so then the day I was uploading that stuff, I got an email from Doordash while I was like waiting for another order. I'd already done one. And a couple of days ago, or a couple days prior to that, end of last week, I had a customer who like right off the bat was cussing me out in chat. So, we had a couple where I was like, listen, remember how much you put out there. Like, this is all, recorded, and I wear a body cam. And to be honest, like, they were like kind of implying that I was trying to steal their food or something. It was one of those where it felt like they were setting it up so they could turn around and try and ask for free food or whatever.
Right.
Say the Dasher stole their stuff. I don't know. It was just a problem order. It was like no money, and they were being irate from the beginning. So, I just tried to kind of like sugarcoat it and stuff. I was like, listen, I'm vegan. I do this full time. I have no reason to like steal your whatever $20 bag of chicken.
Yeah, your KFC or whatever it was.
It was like this ramen place. But yeah, I was like, I'm not interested. And they like dragged it on. So whatever, on the way, like, because it takes forever to get support connected to you, I was just kind of biding time. And then got to support, and I was like, hey, this person's like swearing at me in the middle of the day. I'm not about to go like finish this. Do you want to release me? Because they're, basically violating the customer side of the contract. Like if you're super rude or aggressive to the Dasher, they can drop your order.
Sure.
So yeah, they took me out of it, apologized for it, said, give me a second to use my tools, figure out how I can whatever. And then they came back with like a script that was like as if I just got in a wreck. But they were just finding a way to get me out of the Dash.
Yeah.
And I was like, no wreck here, but I understand what you're doing, thanks. And they said I'd get $5.50, and I got paid $5. So like right away back to the email they sent that said $5, I was like, hey, how come in the chat you said $5.50, but I got $5? I know it's 50 cents, but why the discrepancy? And then I attached the support chat transcript that they stated the amount in that. Right. Shortly thereafter, somebody else, how the second time you email back support, it's always different people from then on.
Yep.
Like the first time will generate and match the name of the person you chatted with. After that, it's anyone's guess. So the next person comes in and they're like, hey, I gave you half pay twice to like make sure it gave you full. So it was like $275. So they're like, you're covered. I didn't even reply. I was like, cool, they fixed it, whatever. I only got the 2 half pays. I didn't get what the first person, the 5 that they said they gave me. That also never showed up.
Right.
Well, yeah, so a few days go by, the weekend goes by, and then it's Tuesday, and I'm waiting for another order, and I get an email that says, hey, it's a follow-up to the last person who said they gave me $275 twice, but I haven't replied to that. It's just another person coming in saying, hey, thanks for reporting whatever you did. Like, it was a scripted thing, they were like, blah, blah, blah. The customer has been removed from the platform for using abusive language or whatever, however they said it. And then from that moment that I got that email, I was kicked out of my Dash and all my schedule dots disappeared.
What?
And I was like, you've got to be kidding me?
So
And
they hit like
they turned me off.
Yeah, it sounds like the support agent thought you wanted to like not dash anymore or something, and they hit the wrong button or whatever.
They had two windows up or something. One's customer info, one's me. They hit the switch on me. I don't know. But this is another example where I'm seeing that any agent at any tier in Doordash can do anything.
Oh, yeah.
They can mark it unpicked up or that you don't have the item yet. They can like roll things backward to try and fix the glitches where your orders disappear. They can deactivate you in a heartbeat, but it takes the whole escalation team to appeal it. So I called in and tried to get through to somebody else and was like, hey, you totally stated in an email that you were shutting them off, shut me off. I didn't get the deactivation email trigger, like nobody intentionally shut me off. Like, what's going on? And then I got through to a supervisor, and he, like, I recorded the whole thing too, and he wasn't giving me all the information. Like, he wasn't reading out the other agent's notes, but while we were talking, he was clearly reading through things. And then he came back and he was like, yeah, I don't see where you threatened them. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, so this agent's notes say that you were like abusive and made threats, and so that's why they turned you off. And I was like, oh, so they did intentionally turn me off. Then why didn't they send me the deactivation email that contains the appeal link like they're supposed to? Like, this is vindictive. What's going on? And so he's reading it through, and he's like, yeah, I don't see anywhere where you made threats. You just like were explaining how this works, and that they pay you to wait, and that you're reporting things too, and you're not stealing their food. And then you asked them to be civil, and they could get their food, and then they kept talking, and then you opened a support chat with another rep, and they removed you from the order. And I was like, right. And he's like, yeah, so I'll send this through to escalate this to appeal, and whatever, I'll follow up with you tomorrow. I'll call you and let you know like what's going on with that so far. And I was like, okay, because it just, the whole map just turned blood red, so I'm definitely not getting back on tonight. And he's like, no, probably not. I can't say that you will, but I'll definitely get back to you tomorrow. Well, the next day he doesn't call me, and I get a couple emails from escalations team members that say, like, we've reviewed your case, and it literally says the decision will stand. It says those words.
Wow. And
I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
When was this?
Over 3,800 orders. I've been asked to do the stupid council thing, applied for that.
Yeah.
I get sent emails that I'm one of the fastest shop and pay people in my region, so can I please fill out forms on how I'm so quick, or what I would suggest to other people. Like, I don't know if they send those to everyone to pump everyone's ego, but I doubt it actually does. It probably goes to the people that do at least quicker. You might not be the fastest person in town, but still, like, on paper, like, I'm a decent dasher. I don't know why they would not actually have somebody. I mean,
what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well, I hit up Cover again because I used them the last time Grubhub shut me off, and they did what they do. So you don't hear anything. It just one day you can log in again. So I noticed that my GridWise app was not giving me the notification that it couldn't log into my Grubhub anymore, and I, from that moment, realized my Grubhub my login was back. So I sent a claim through with Cover so that they could at least like try and have Legal Rideshare send the legal department of Dorado. Because if you just fill out the appeals form, you just go to like some escalation team that's outsourced wherever, and they just review it at their discretion. But if you go through like Cover, who goes through Legal Rideshare, they have like somebody who's whatever level of a lawyer send the legal department something that says, hey, this person was wrongfully terminated, and we believe we have some evidence to back that up, blah, blah, blah. And then it's much more likely that Doordash will just turn you on to avoid the headache rather than...
Sure.
You know, so that's kind of how that works, and that's why there's no, like, follow-up. They just shoot out letters, and Doordash decides when they actually get hit with a legal notice to turn people back on, but everyone else is kind of SOL.
Dude,
so, I mean,
sucks,
they've turned me off 4 times now. Like, people lie so much out here. I always talk about it. Like, I've been shut off for people not receiving their food early on, like 300 or 400 dashes in.
Yeah.
And so right away, I was like, yeah, I'm getting a dash cam and a body cam because this is going to be stupid. And then, yeah, it's happened to me a bunch of times. So,
that sucks, man. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so I was kind of freaking out, but Grubhub came in clutch. I made 300 today.
Nice.
It rained all day, so it's kind of a fluke, and it's a Sunday. But still, it was comparable to what I'll do if I only do Doordash. I thought Grubhub wasn't near as busy in my town, but apparently when you're having a higher acceptance rate and you're on block, it gives you some good orders. I don't think I saw anything under $9 tonight.
I mean, any day you make $300 is a good day, regardless of the app, right? Like that's awesome. Man. Yeah, that's good.
I tried Flex too to pick up a Whole Foods order and then drop that off.
Yeah.
I get 5 drop-offs in because it doesn't tell you where they're going. It doesn't tell you how many you're picking up, anything until you get there. And then at that point, it's like points to back out of an order. And the last of 6 drop-offs is in Iowa. It's a state away.
Oh,
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Like, I'm not driving to Iowa for.
No.
It was a $30 3-hour block, but it was estimated 60 with tips.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if I take that 5 to 7 today, I made $200 before 4 o'clock. And since the Doordash thing, like, I still made my expense minimums this week. So I was like, I'll take a few hours and test this Flex grocery drop-off thing.
Yeah, see if it's worth it in your area. And see.
Yeah, it turns out they might send you everywhere. So it might only take you a couple minutes to pick up all the bags or drop them all off, but you might be driving 50, 70 miles like I did today.
Yeah, and that's going to be a couple hours maybe round trip, right? At least. So
yeah, and the depreciation isn't worth what they're offering you. So that's what happens, in my opinion. I wanted to take that because I was like, this is what happens if gig workers out in the streets crying about stuff get what they want, and you make gig work hourly. Then it turns into Amazon Flex. And after that, and the last time I took Flex to deliver mail, and they tried to send me to the other side of Iowa, 30 miles away, I'll never touch Flex again.
I if they start paying us per hour and we have to schedule it, I'm out. I'm out.
No
it's
way.
not. That's for me. The flexibility and is partly a small part, but a big reason actually why I do it, because I like to have the flexibility and I can work on my other side hustles and do this and make a video and I can go live on Sundays and like I am not trying to be an employee. Nothing wrong with that, but at this stage of my life and what I want to do, it doesn't make sense for me to. I don't need the benefits. I don't need the 401k. Like. That's what, I don't need a gas card. I don't need a stipend. Like, that is not how I'm looking at the gig apps. And I think there's a minority of people that want those things. Kudos to them. But like, I think it's going to hurt the majority if that happens. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I agree. On that note, I'll wrap it up with this.
Yeah.
So today, while I was driving around trying to keep myself in the right mindset, I played Poor Dad, Rich Dad, or Rich Dad, whatever order that goes in. The audiobook.
The audiobook. It's a fantastic book, man. I've read it a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's one of the best. I think, and this is a big statement, but like, because there's a lot of other literature that's, in the last 25, 30 years, it's one of the best. It's in the top 5 of best books published, in my opinion. Everybody should read. Everybody should read that book. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the way that it just changes your mindset. So anyway, I was listening to that, and my brother has been railing on me about buying Shiba.
Okay.
This Bitcoin thing.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into Bitcoin or any of that yet. And from most of the financial advice I've found, it's like anything I've run into that's basically being geared toward like people who are new to finance and trying to invest in things. Mm-hmm. Pretty much everybody's saying you need to like invest in a 401k or a Roth IRA or like something.
Well, that's what's safe. That's what's safe.
Invest in like stocks or things that might disappear.
That's what's safe. Yeah, you could do the blue chips and get 7 to 9% return on your money every year, or you could. Some people will say you can do the crypto and get a crazy percentage return, maybe. And it's all a matter of opinion. Who knows? I'm not a stock market guy, but like I know that's about the nuts and bolts of what I know. But
yeah, so I was gonna ask, like, with how you're really on the ground taking the gig thing as like a way out of what you were doing before. It's like it's a step in another direction.
Yeah.
Are you more focused on trying to actually take whatever you have to turn it around and build the assets, or are you still focused on that thing in the back of your mind where you need to have a solid foundation for wealth before you really invest too much in vending machines or a car wash or whatever that you're going to roll into?
I look at it a couple different ways. So I have money in the bank. I have investments. I have things like that. So I've set up the last 4 years of my life to be pretty financially okay because I live very on the cheap. Okay. I don't have like debt. So I'm doing that so that I can invest my extra income after bills are paid into vending machines, company cars, things like that. So I keep my bills very low because I have investments from a prior life that I don't touch. And I invest a little bit in a little bit of crypto, but it's not a lot of money. Money's relevant, $1,000 could be a lot to somebody, and to somebody else it's not, right? So, but I do invest some into that, and I say, hey, I'm not going to do anything with it for 40 years or whatever, right? I'm not gonna, I don't care if I lose it, it's a small investment, and I lost some money that I was able to lose. And if I don't, maybe it could turn big. So I'm a very simple guy when it comes to things like that. But I take a lot of my money all the money I make from YouTube, all of it, I get paid every 21st of the month, and it's a decent amount. All that goes into investing into the businesses that I want to have in the side hustles. And the money I make on Doordash pays the bills. So that's how I am. I have a 5-year plan. This was the first year of doing Doordash gig work in YouTube full time. So I still got another 4 years before I could probably be pretty financially free, in my opinion, to where I won't be doing any gig work, and I'll have passive incomes coming in, and I'll be able to probably only work about 20 hours a week of sweat equity and live off that. And then the investments and all the money that I have going on will be obviously for retirement. So I have a very simple plan. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to work less, but have something to leave, for my kids, and be able to not work when I'm maybe 60 or so. So about 20 years from now, and then just travel. Right. So it's a pretty simple plan that I have.
Gotcha. Yeah, you seem to have kind of a similar ethos to kind of how I seem to approach a lot of things. So I was just curious, kind of which direction you were really thinking about.
I mean, I am a very frugal person. I haven't always been, but the last few years I've become very frugal. I have a savings account I do for other little things, but I do small investments and things like that aren't going to make me rich, but I invest what I can and save what I can so that 20 years from now I can have a decent amount of chunk change to do what I really want. But I don't spend a lot on I just got a laptop 6 months ago. No, 5 months. I'm very cheap. I have an iPhone 11. I could get an upgrade. I refuse to because my phone works. I record with that, and I have an iPhone 6. My biggest expenditure.
Yeah, I had an S5 until fairly recently.
my biggest expenditure is food. We like to go out to eat, and I like to spend money on things like that. But I penny pinch, man. I don't buy things that I really don't need, and I try to keep my bills really low. And any extra money that I have at the end of the week or month, I invest or save, and that's it. And yesterday actually, I didn't work. I bought myself a pair of shoes. Okay. I used to always buy shoes and clothes. Now you guys see me watch my videos. I rock the same clothes. I don't care about name brands anymore. I'm trying to be better with my money because I wasn't when I was younger. So yesterday, I bought an $80 pair of shoes. I was like, oh, this is kind of a big deal because I'm that cheap. I'm that guy. All my money, man, from YouTube and even some of the Dash stuff is going towards things that I want to build some passive income with. And I know that I got to have a couple thousand to buy some vending machines and another $500 to go to Costco to stock them. That's where my money's going. My money's going there so that possibly if I do it right and I'm smart and I learn from my mistakes, 5 years from now, those vending machines might make me a couple thousand a month, right? So I'm trying to think about it like that versus buying things I really don't need now and living, I don't live out of my means. My cars are paid for. I live in an apartment. We'll be getting a house soon, but I live in an apartment and my rent's pretty cheap. I do all that. It's very calculated for me so that I can be better off later down the line, if that makes sense.
Oh, totally. Yeah, peas and pods, man.
Yeah, man. I'm frugal, bro. I'm telling you, it drives my girlfriend nuts sometimes because she likes to maybe shop and go to Target. I'm like, what do you need $100 for? She asked me for $100. What do you really need? What? Do you need 100 or do you need 75? I'm that guy. And but I'm that way.
Yeah,
because,
I don't treat myself much either.
Yeah, no, man, I don't.
I just rather I know. I can get this now, but I'm going to need it later.
No, I'm cheap. But I'm cheap on purpose because when I was younger and making a good amount of money, I blew it all. I would just blow it. I'd go to the bars or I'd do this or I'd buy the clothes.
I drank a lot of it.
Yeah, me too, man. Or I got to get this.
Now.
Yeah, I got to get this new car. And I have nothing to show for that. I wasted a lot of money, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I refuse. So.
Right on. Appreciate the
Hey man,
honest answer.
I appreciate the call. Hey, and let's talk because I want to definitely send you a hoodie or a shirt or something. I appreciate you helping me on the channel, and what you did last week was really cool. So thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'll reach out to your the email you got posted.
Yeah, sounds good. Talk to you later, brother.
Right on later.
All right, man. You never know where these conversations go. My girlfriend's right here. She can vouch for me. Hey, babe.
What?
Am I a cheap guy?
Are you a cheap guy?
Yeah, like cheap. Am I pretty tight? Stingy. I'm a little stingy. So that's what she says. See, I do that for a reason, but it is what it is. So.
That's how the rich people stay rich, right?
Well, we're not. Well, I'm not rich. No, hold on. Nobody's saying that.
I wasn't saying you.
Oh, okay. But it is smart not to spend money if you can avoid it, right? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, is she sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about Ruby. All right. So look, we can take a few more calls. Let's check this chat out, see what's going on with y'all in there. We've been going for almost 2 hours, so we're getting to that point where if the calls don't come in, we'll end it soon. If the calls keep coming in, we'll do that. Pedro, no, and no. She asks you for money and then has to tell you for what? Just no, you ain't her day. It's not like that, but listen, she's a stay-at-home mom. I take care of the finances. That's our situation. It's actually working really well. So, but yeah, we have what we need. She has what she needs. But all right, let's see what we got in here. Your girlfriend needs to jump on and wave. Oh, well, she's right here. This is her. Her name's Madison. You guys can see her. Look at her. This is a picture that was taken about a month and a half ago. I love this picture of us. We were at my dad's house, and I just love this picture of her. We don't have a lot of pictures. This is my daughter Gabby. She was, I believe, 8 years old, and in this picture here, almost 8. So I think that would have made me about 27 or 28. That's me, the young Pedro with the goatee and the Chicago Cubs hat, and Ruby right here. And you guys know Hootie Owl. So let's give my family some thumbs up. I wanted to show y'all some of the people that inspire me. So, anyways, Dodash's biggest fear is to lose. So Pensativa Lima. Doordash's biggest fear is to lose business with the restaurants. We know drivers are replaceable. So maybe they say DoorDash support can't help us. It's truth because they'll let the restaurants steal our money. I mean, they need the merchants. They need us, but that's where they're making the money. They're taking the profits or the percentages of the sales from each order from the merchants. They need those merchants for sure. Lauren's got a book. What's going on here? Lauren, what did I miss? No. I may look into man's search. Some of these books are daunting because it's not what Lauren Emmett. Are you a book writer? Did you publish something? Did you write something? I'm thinking of rereading The Secret My Mentality Has Grown On. The Secret, that was a book that was, I know many people read it. I never read it. Yeah. Poor Dad, Rich Dad. Poor Dad, Rich Dad. I think I've given to some people that were family members when they graduated high school. That was the gift I would give them. I'd give them that book and say, read this book. I read it a little bit too late, I think, in my life, but it's never too late to read it. But if you got somebody graduating high school, I recommend that's a read, or graduating college. I think once you get to 17, 18, everybody should read that book. I think it could be a game changer for some people. What we don't do enough as families and in school, they don't teach you about money management. And a lot of us are illiterate and uneducated and ignorant when it comes to money management. I was one of those people when I was younger. Just learning in the last several years now how to really piece things together to give yourself a better peace of mind and build for the future and make your money work for you and, things like that, having multiple streams of income. Like that Rich Dad, Poor Dad's a game changer, man, for sure. I didn't get a chance to read the book. Oh, the movie. There was a movie, wasn't there? Yeah, there was. The vegan drivers in Omaha, Nebraska. I see the messages before, but good week. Grandchild number 13 coming up. Wow, 13 grandchildren. What a blessing, man. Where are the other 2 babies? Oh, Kathy, there. I got them in the pictures over here. I don't have enough room on the desk here. But all right, let's take this phone call here. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Stacking it easy.
What's up, man? How are you, brother?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man.
Right, man. It's been a rough week.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it.
Oh no, I lost somebody very, very close to me.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a rough year, but this COVID stuff, it's nothing to play around with. But actually, what I called in to talk about, send prayers up. Everybody, send prayers up to my family.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Oh yeah, because I just lost my little sister on Friday.
Was it? Yeah. Man, I'm sorry, man. Is it COVID related?
Well, it's part of it, but she had an aneurysm too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, so it's been a rough week. But what I did want to call in for was ideas for your gig conference or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing a car show? I mean, depending on where it's at. But that would be kind of cool too, to do a car show.
I haven't thought about that. I would definitely need help with that because I'm not somebody that's ever been in that particular world of car shows and how they can be fun and like successful. Definitely willing to listen to ideas, but that's not something I thought about. No.
Really? Yeah, no, because depending on where you're gonna have it at.
Yeah.
It would be. You could. How you were talking about different vendors or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But pretty much everybody can make money. Like car shows are pretty much subjective. Like you can have small vendors or just people just bringing out the grill, like say like a tailgating party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be super big, but like just people that's driving their daily cars. It doesn't have to be a show car or anything. It's just show what you're delivering.
You know what? That's a really interesting idea. That could be something in the parking lot of the venue, and that's the first thing people see is this is delivery vehicles, and then you have some companies that come in with like the new kind of Tesla or something like that, or then you got this car. That could be really interesting, man. People have they could talk about the gig work and how they deliver food and things like that, fuel efficient videos and or vehicles. That's an interesting idea, man. It's definitely something I would be willing to think about because I hadn't thought about that before. So I appreciate that idea, man.
Yeah, I know, because I want to say maybe about 2 or 3 callers ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He was a new delivery driver, but he was delivering an F-150.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah. And then he got a more fuel efficient vehicle to do deliveries. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he said F-150, I cringed. I said, "Oh man, that's."
Well, he said he was getting 17 miles to the gallon or something like that, and that's tough, man. Yeah,
that's bad.
You might as well be delivering in a Hummer or something. You know what I mean? Like that's tough. You know what I mean? What are you delivering, man? If you don't mind me asking, what do you drive?
Oh no, a Chrysler 300.
Okay.
See.
Okay.
Yeah, but see. But remember I told you, I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago, but I blew out 3 tires. I blew out 3 tires or whatever.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh man. But see, I have very, very low profile tires.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, the wear and tear on your car for doing DoorDash, because I do it very sporadic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And for 3 tires, it almost cost me $1,500.
Oof. Well, so driving that kind of car, if you got low profile, you're not just buying any regular tire. You got rims on that car. You have a specialty type of. My friend into cars and has always had really nice vehicles and low profile and always had like good rims, and he had body kits and so I understand what that stuff's expensive,
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. But even when I blew out the tires, I called Doordash or whatever. Because I was leaving a delivery. Well, the very first tire blew out. I was coming back from a delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And what Doordash said, call your insurance company first. And then it was a bunch of paperwork because they didn't cover it. Because I was active on the app or whatever, and Progressive they didn't cover it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know DoorDash will cover if you have insurance, right? DoorDash in the app says that they will cover certain amount depending if you're on an active live delivery or not. Whether you have the food in the bag, you know what I'm saying, like, or food in the car. And I don't know all the logistics of it, but I know that they DoorDash and some other gig apps do offer certain types of insurance benefits to us dashers, but the prerequisite is you have to have your own insurance, and then you go through them first, and then maybe they will cover depending on what happened beyond what your insurance covers, So there's definitely some trickiness there, but we got to have insurance when we dash. I'm sure there are a lot of dashers that do not have insurance at all or not have the proper insurance. I'm sure, I would say the vast majority of people that do gig work don't have the appropriate insurance. That would be my guess.
Well, because evidently I didn't have the appropriate insurance, but what I did, because I'm in Myrtle Beach or whatever, so but the roads out here are really, really bad. So I bit the bullet, and I got the extra insurance to cover. And what most insurance companies will not tell you, delivery drivers fall under ride share and all that. So, but it was only $33 extra per month per month extra on top of my insurance already. And I'm like, so I could have done this a long time ago, but
yeah. I mean, you gotta, I recommend, you gotta, it will be different sometimes by state and or insurance policy. Also, you gotta just talk to your agent or whatever and be transparent if it's important to you, because if something happens, this is anything with insurance, you might not be covered all the way. Depending if you get an accident, you hit somebody, whatever, flat tire, like you got to do your research and know like what coverage you really have. And I think a lot of us don't do that. We don't read the fine print. You know what I'm saying? We don't understand what we just pay that $100, that $50, that $200, whatever it is for you, right? And we just send it in, and then boom, most of us don't ever have to use it. But we could get in a lot of financial strain if we don't have appropriate coverage.
Exactly. No, because I mean, like the rims that the car that I drive now, I mean, it's a 2017, but my rims were very, very expensive, and when I blew out the second tire, I kind of bit my rim. And if you don't have the coverage, if you don't have the extra coverage for like aftermarket parts, and this is for anybody. I mean, you could drive a diesel truck and have what do you call it, a supercharger in it or whatever. If you don't have that coverage, you just spent.
The insurance companies are going to cover what's stock on your car. If you got aftermarket parts, whether it's a muffler, a body kit, a rim, a supercharged an exhaust system, they ain't covering that stuff. Like, unless they know about it, unless you pay that premium insurance, they're not going to cover it because it's it's a modification of a vehicle. And
because on Thursday, wait, that was Thursday. On Wednesday, I was on UDM's channel or whatever, right? And evidently, a lot of people are delivering DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever in Teslas. And I'm like, okay, if you can afford a Tesla, why?
Well, but you know what? It depends on the model. I know there are people doing it, and it depends on, your money situation. But Teslas are the future. That kind of, you could get a base model Tesla, and if your money's good and you got good credit, and you could get it, and you're spending $300-400 a month on that automobile, you're going to save in the long run. You're going to save on gas. You're going to save on car maintenance. Your insurance will be cheaper in some cases. And I know some people that have Teslas and they actually deliver food, but they might not do it full time, but they'll do it part time to pay for that vehicle, and then they got another gig or whatever. But listen, those electrical vehicles, man, that's the next. That's coming. That's the next wave, man. That's the way to go, man. I mean, that is the way to go.
No, because after I listened to that show, I mean, like 2 years ago, I had invested in Tesla or whatever. It made a good little grip. Yeah.
Now, Elon Musk knows what he's doing, man.
He definitely.
He knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing. That guy's. I almost feel like he's not from this planet. Like he's. You know what I mean? Like he knows what's going on. Like his brain just operates on another level, I think. But
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like some people. I mean, people have so many opinions on what's going on in other people's pockets. I mean, I probably said that about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I'm like, whatever you got to do to feed your family, whatever your hustle level is, stay out of other people's business and stay out of other people's pockets because they're doing what works for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, let's say I try the same thing and it doesn't work for me, but I have no right to get mad at what somebody else is successful at.
Yeah,
and I'm failing at.
No, you know what? You bring up a good point, and I've been guilty of it myself, man. You know, there have been too many times I've been maybe judgmental or don't agree with somebody doing this per se, right? Working the app a certain way, and like sometimes I have to pause myself and like check myself. Like, hold up, why am I concerned about how somebody else is making money? That's not my concern, right? Like that they're doing what they got to do to provide or not provide. I should probably just take my energy and worry about what I'm doing, you know? So I think there's a lot to be said for that. And I think this goes to anything. Like a lot of us have an opinion about this subject, this politic, this, that. And like at the end of the day, we should probably really just be focusing on ourselves, you know, and like what we can control and stop worrying about the next man. As long as the next man isn't doing something crazy, you know, and like being like really mean to people or killing or this, as long as that person, leave them alone and keep it moving. And, you know, I agree with that. And I have to sometimes check myself because I can definitely sometimes look at somebody like, why are they doing that? And I'll question it and have an opinion on it. But at the end of the day, like I am nobody to that person, you know, like my opinion really shouldn't matter that much to them. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I have a saying, like if you're in your own lane, you don't have any stoplights.
You know what? I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that, but that is so true. If you're in your own lane, and you know, I think sometimes I will say this to play devil's advocate. I think there are times that I'll look at somebody in another lane per se, right? And if they are doing things that I think are like ignorant or just downright wrong for like maybe humanity or whatever, right? They're not treating people right, or their viewpoint is just so off. You know, I think it's okay to have an opinion maybe on that. But at the end of the day, most people I think are good people and they're just trying to provide their family and live the best that they can. And I think a lot of us, we do want to have an opinion about what somebody's doing in their lane when really let's just focus on our lane, making that lane nice and shiny and good and, you know, no stoplights and keep it moving. So I think you make a really valid point.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I have in my brain I have blind spot monitoring. Like I look at what somebody else is doing. I'm like, well, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Then at the same time, I'm like, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to expand your lane bit by bit. My mom always said step by step. Rest her soul. She always told me step by step. If you're not making as much money as the next person, but there's somebody that's got it worse than you.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. You're right. And you know what though? It's fun. Like we have to like. I think it's good sometimes to question some things only because it's fun. You know, like it's fun to have a back and forth with somebody that maybe has a different viewpoint. You know, and sometimes you can learn from that. But at the end of the day, like too much of anything is bad, right? So if you're too opinionated and too much in people's business, that's a bad thing because you're probably not focusing on yourself. And if you only focus on yourself, that's too selfish, right? So it's about a balance, like with anything, right? That's so cliche, but it's true. But like,
moderation.
Yeah,
moderation, anything.
Moderation, man. Yeah, like you know, I could be in everybody's channels and being like, have an opinion about what they're doing and this and that. But at the end of the day, like, I just got to do what I got to do, stay in my lane, take care of my people, take care of my family, and do it the best that I can. And at the end of the day, if I'm spending more energy on that, I'm probably going to be better off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, my fault. I didn't mean to take up the phone line this long.
Nah, hey man, hey, you're a loyal sub on the phone, man. I always got time for you, my friend. And hey, I will be sending you positive vibes. I'm sorry to hear about your loss, man. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you sharing that with us and being vulnerable. That really means a lot to me, and I'm sorry that happened, and I'll be thinking about you, my friend.
Okay. In fact, may I say one last thing?
Yeah.
Half the time, people are here today, gone tomorrow. But make sure you have your affairs straight before you pass away. Because like since they were babies or whatever, now they have to pay for a funeral and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Have your affairs. I mean, I don't care how much money you make, how much you don't make. But what I want the drivers out there to know, because we kind of do a dangerous job, just simply because we're on the road all the time. And I just want people out there to know, man, have your affairs intact. Hey,
that's good advice, man. I think it couldn't have been said better than that, man. Thank you, my friend.
Okay, man. Well, y'all have a good night, and you and the babies, y'all have a good night. Stay safe, and y'all make y'all's money.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother.
All
right. It don't get much realer than that, y'all. Man, that's I don't know how. I mean, I don't even want to think about sisters not being around. It's tough, man. You know, we sitting here talking about food and this and that, and then there's real life out there, man. It's it's precious. It could be taken at any moment. It's precious. I'll just say that. It's and we all know that, but it's hard to think about it. Like, it's hard to really think about it and reflect on it when we're out here just working and doing that, and paying bills and doing this and getting food and worrying about things that sometimes we can't control. It's tough, man. It's really tough. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Frugal D, what up? What up, Soldier? What's up, Dash and Grandpa? Nothing wrong with being curious what others do, because you can better yourself by knowledge that may share with you. This is very true. Very true. Jim Fox, I've learned to just take my time when doing deliveries. The food will be there when it gets there. If they want earlier, they should order earlier. Keeps the stress off me. There's only so much we can control. And I think sometimes I've been guilty of this, getting too worked up about the delivery time and this and that, and like getting stressed out about it. At the end of the day, it's going to get there, right? Oh, let's see what else we got. I think I saw Roy. Roy, what's up, man? Hope you had a good week. We got Soldier 898. Another day, drivers can share in the weirdest places and items. Had to drop off orders today. I had to deliver Italian food to a strip club. I'm sure that was a fun delivery. That's what I delivered to a couple clubs a few months ago. I've never delivered to a strip club. Our strip clubs are maybe 15 minutes away from where I live, so they're close, but never delivered to a strip club. Definitely a couple clubs, though. A couple bars, restaurants. I've delivered food to restaurant workers that were like getting ready to start their shift. I've delivered to what's crazy. I delivered to like parks before. I deliver food to people just on street corners. Like, I've delivered to some odd places. Never a strip club, though. I picked up passengers when I was doing Uber from plenty of strip clubs, plenty times. Those rides are always fun. They're always drunk. It's always something with them, but usually the money's pretty good. So, what up, Roy? Howdy. Doordash rap. Absolutely. I take my time. I don't rush. No point. Yeah, I gotta sometimes slow down. I think sometimes I rush too much. I need to slow down a little, because I am that person that's trying to like burn and turn, and I definitely need to slow. It's not that I speed, but I need to just pause a little sometimes and like, you know what, this food will get there. Because most of the time when you're driving fast, you're going to hit a stoplight or whatever anyway. So you're only getting somewhere maybe 30 seconds to a minute faster. And really that's not a significant amount of time. But yeah, safety, I myself need to do better at that, as far as just not worrying too much about it. But just breathe. Yeah, haven't had an odd delivery yet. Shannon hasn't had an odd delivery. Shannon, it's coming. I don't know how long you've been doing this. The odd deliveries will come. They will come. Try to have a short memory is all I can say. Don't let them take too much of your energy. If you ever feel unsafe or something, No amount of money is ever worth dropping off in an alleyway or something crazy, or the customer saying, "Oh, just come around back," and it's the wrong address. Like, trust your gut. I will say that. But at some point, you'll deliver some food to somebody that'll be, a little odd maybe. It's a party now. Roy, listen, dude. I need one of them chains you make, bro. I'll send you a shirt or a hoodie. Email me. We got each other's email. I'll send you a shirt. You send me some beads. Deal? I think that's a fair trade. So I see some of y'all. I got the bracelets, bro. Make me a couple bracelets. I'll send you a shirt or a hoodie, man. Fair trade. Let's see. That's great. An adult store is the most adult store. Soldier 898 says, Pedro, my completion rate won't raise anymore. 10 days straight, 96 to 98, up and down, makes no sense. It should go up. It should go up. As long as you're not unassigning anything, it should go up. Now, sometimes when you don't necessarily unassign, but a customer cancels or there's an issue, sometimes that actually equals they take it like an unassigned. So maybe that's part of the issue. I don't know. Also, some people think there's glitches and ratings and things like that are a little fishy. So it could be that as well. I don't know. I can't, the ratings to me, I can't figure them out yet. That part to me is a little weird. So yeah, Roy, we could do that for sure, man. I would love to get maybe a bracelet or a necklace. I'll give you a t-shirt or hoodie. Hit my email. Let me know. Positive vibes from Austin. What up, what up, what up? We got somebody calling in. Let's take this call here. You are live with Pedro, Doordash, Santiago. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hey, it's Tony, the Driven Dad.
Tony, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. What would you like to talk about tonight?
A couple things. I'm 4 trips away from second week at 2K doing mainly Uber.
Nice, man. Nice.
Uber Eats. No rideshare this week.
Yeah. Did you have some good promos this week?
Yeah. I'm about to wrap up a $370 promo for the weekend.
Oh, wow. Oh, hold on. Tony, before we get too far in, your family's doing well? Everything's good with that, man?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Everything's good there.
Good. So $370, that's just an added bonus?
Yeah. For like 60 trips or something like that.
Nice, man. That's an excellent bonus for 60. Because 60 trips, you could do that in a week pretty easy. I mean, that's easy.
Yeah, it's just 20 trips a day.
Yeah, that's easy.
Took a little bit of time off yesterday for basketball with my 2 middle kids.
Oh, do they play basketball, or are you coach, or what?
Yeah, one's in middle school. We homeschool, but one's in middle school, and one's in 4th grade, and the 4th grader's on the middle school team so that we can have enough girls to play.
I've coached basketball for the last about 11 years. I love basketball, man. And the middle school age is so fun because it gets competitive and they can really work on their skills at that point. And, the gap between good and bad is kind of starts to widen at that age group once you get to like 11, 12, 13. But
yeah, for sure.
That's fun, man. That's awesome to hear that.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I didn't do as many trips yesterday, so I'm making up for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, people talking about Teslas. I just got approved for a Tesla that I'm renting from a guy out here in Denver.
Okay.
He's buying up a bunch of Teslas and renting them out to rideshare drivers. And a Tesla Model 3 for $350 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not much more than I paid for gas in a week doing things like I do.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, it's got its own insurance and $100 of charging every week.
So for you, that $350 a week, okay? Have you done the calculations to where that's going to be a net positive for you over the long haul of, let's say, several months or a year? Or yeah, okay,
absolutely.
That's cool.
Just in gas price alone.
Yeah.
Not including tires, oil changes.
Yeah.
All the other maintenance.
What's gas in your market right now? $4, $4.50?
with Gas Buddy and Get Upside together, I have a gas station I'm getting for around $2.99 a gallon.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
its average around the city is between like $3.20 to $3.50.
So yours is a little more than mine. I have the Get Upside app. I don't have Gas Buddy. I'm paying about $2.85 to $2.89, maybe $2.90 on average. So your gas is just maybe a little bit more than mine, than my market.
Yeah, we have probably higher gas taxes from because we're doing all this infrastructure stuff out here for the mountains, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have St. Louis, man. The cost of living here is so cheap. I don't know what it is compared to the national average, but it is cheap to live in St. Louis, and gas isn't that bad. And like even to get a house or rent an apartment is cheap. Like it's just, I'm very lucky in that way, and I think that's why I could make, let's say, like $1,000 a week. That's my goal, and like for me, that's that $1,000 in a week can go a long way here. If you're smart about it and things like that. But like, yeah, the Tesla, man, I know there's wait lists on there to even get them. I wonder how many. Do you know how many Teslas this guy's buying for his rental?
I think he's got like 20 in the fleet. He started doing this last year.
He's gonna make some money, man, for sure. Like over the long haul.
He's pulling it in.
Yeah.
But so I'll be doing some videos about Tesla.
Cool. I look forward to
out there.
Yeah.
I don't have a long-term commitment on it or anything, so.
So can you just rent it? Can you do it week to week, or does he have like does he want you to commit to like a month or two? How does that work?
Well, he's got like a list of like 15 drivers on a wait list. So it took me about 5 months of waiting.
Wow.
Just because, Tesla and all the other car manufacturers are just not pumping them out as fast as they were able to with the chip shortages and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now, like, he doesn't need a commitment because he's got so many people that will just buy it up from him.
Yeah, he has more customers than he does Teslas, I'm sure.
Right.
Like probably
so
10
if I
to 1.
did it by the week, I would be back on the wait list for 5 or 6 months.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because like, I mean, it sounds like he's probably got a good thing going because like the rental, like Hertz and whatever else, like they don't have there's no rental cars in a lot of places. Like and the limited ones that they have are going for like 2-3 times the price in certain markets. It's crazy. It's, I've had friends come into town and family members, and they started using the Turo app to where they just rent a car from like a regular Joe off the street. And that's how they're getting cars. And that's actually, some people think it's a good little side hustle for people that have a car that maybe you don't need it during the weekend. You could rent it out for, $200 a day or something like that. Because the rental companies are just depleted from COVID, man.
Yeah, well, I'm actually putting some maintenance into the 2 BMWs I've got, and they're going up on Turo. They've both been on Turo.
Yeah.
I just, with 100,000 miles on them now, I just got to make sure that they're maintained a little bit more tight.
Yeah. I've thought about doing that because I don't do gig work on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm like, I don't know if it probably wouldn't be great for me only because, then I'm adding more miles and wear and tear on the car. But like, I don't know if I should, but I've definitely thought about it. I just have a 2016, Ford Escape. Nothing special, but it's a kind of car that probably somebody would probably rent. The body's good and all that. But
right. Well, and then if it's got less than 130,000 miles on it, then you could always put it up on the app and never rent it until you decide, I will rent it. Yeah. As long as you put it up before it's got 130,000 miles on it.
Oh, is that the cap? So I'm under 130, but I'm getting close. So
once it's on, then it's grandfathered in. But to get on, it has to have less than 130,000.
Yeah. I know. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways,
I got so much other going on. I probably won't do it. But that's the interesting thing about the Teslas, man. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, I had 2 other little things real quick. The one guy smacking AZZ.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got Discount Tire in Myrtle Beach or another tire store that does a similar thing with their road hazard. I, on my BMW, have low profile on the luxury line one I have. And I went just doing rideshare. I blew through like 9 or 10 tires, but I've not bought a new set of tires since I put it in because eventually I get a blowout on one and then they just give me a new one.
Wow, interesting. And you said it was Discount Tires? Is that the name of the particular?
Discount Tire.
Okay.
Yeah, Discount Tire. And I know there's other ones that do it. Even some local shops will do it.
Yeah.
But that's the one I use out here in Colorado. And then the other thing is I have had an account deactivated on Doordash because it went below 80% on that first day that they implemented it. And
80% completion rate?
Yeah. Because like before it didn't matter. And then they turned it on, and on that first day, like I only was at 79%.
How'd you get so low in one day?
Well, before leading up into it, you didn't have to have 80%.
Oh, okay.
You didn't have to have any percent. Like you could unassign at will. And since I was doing Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub, I would unassign if something came up better on the other app.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying now. Wow. So when that happened, though, you've got on since then, obviously.
Well, so all I did was because I have two phones.
You got a new account.
I just applied under a different phone number and different email, and the same day I got deactivated, I got approved as a new driver.
I think it's funny you mention it because I see people say they make videos, they talk about I got deactivated, and I always sometimes in the back of my mind thought, well, like I have two phones, I have two phone numbers, and sometimes in my account, like I have the app on both phones, and I could use either phone. It goes to the same account, same earnings. You know what I mean? And I could change my number on each. But I thought, like, you know what? Couldn't I just get another account with another phone and they wouldn't even know, right?
Yeah, and I know like some apps will block you. Like Amazon, I got deactivated from them because their stupid Whole Foods wouldn't let me check in, and they said I was late to the shift, and it wouldn't like that Whole Foods. I was able to get some people to let me in on the shift, and then some people wouldn't when I call support, and so it's just that was the only thing I used it for, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I tried to reapply with a different email and a different phone number, but I think they have it tied to your social or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it actually checks their system.
Yeah, and DoorDash, we know, like maybe they obviously don't.
Yeah,
they don't dig as deep, possibly. And as we know, we've heard stories. People apply and boom, the next day they're dashing. You know what I mean? Like, so I think they just want as many people as possible in their driver queue or whatever they call it. But that's interesting. Yeah. Because
I think it's the vegan driver that got.
Yeah, he had an issue because he called support and they pretty much misunderstood what was going on or accidentally deactivated him versus the customer, and he's kind of battling that right now. Interesting.
That's why I mentioned it. Maybe he applied under a different phone number or whatever, because he could even get like those little burner phone numbers.
Yeah. Well, he's in here in the live. He's saying, no, you can't get another account at Pedro Santiago because Checker runs your background via your social/TID. That could be true. I don't know.
Right.
But,
But you know what? I was still able to do it.
Yeah.
Checker's not DoorDash.
Right. And I think Checker is obviously can have their flaws just like DoorDash for different reasons. Because I know I tried to get on Grubhub and then they said no because of a issue I had like 8 years ago. Not 8 years ago, like 6 years ago. And it was a ticket that has been taken care of. But they won't even allow me, and they use Checker. But DoorDash allowed me, and they use Checker. So it's kind of weird how that works,
Yeah, I mean it's worth a shot if you need DoorDash. If you don't need it, then wait on Cobra or whatever. I would wait on Cobra anyways, because it's a little bit sketchy trying to have a second account.
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely.
I for sure I could show you. Like, I cannot log into my original account, but I can log into my new one.
Yeah, interesting.
And I didn't get a new one until I got deactivated.
Yeah, interesting. Well, hey, I appreciate you sharing that, man. I mean, it possibly help somebody, so thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll let somebody else get on here or let you in your night, however it's going.
No problem, man.
God bless to you and your family.
Appreciate it, Tony. Thanks, man. Have a good rest of your week and a good week coming up, my friend. Thank you.
Right.
All right.
Have a good one.
See ya. All right. I think that might be the last call. I don't know. We got 85 people in here still. You guys are vibing with me. Listen. Winter's coming. If you're in one of those markets, make sure your car's right. Make sure you got emergency kit. You got a blanket. You got flashlights. These are small things, right? But it's probably worth spending $20, $30, $40 to make sure you got the right stuff in your car. Winter is upon us. If you're in one of those markets where it gets cold or whatever, you need to make sure you're checking your tire pressures, your tire tread, checking your battery for corrosion, brake fluids. When it gets colder in your markets, you also want to make sure you keep at least a half tank of gas. Like all these things a lot of us know, but sometimes we don't think about. Make sure your car is winter ready. Washer fluid, make sure you got extra washer fluid. Make sure it's full. Like these are things we got to be thinking about for winter's coming up. Somebody just donated $5. Just got approved with Uber Eats, waiting on Doordash and Uber Eats, enjoying watching throughout the week. Mike Dorman, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Not necessary, but very appreciated. Thank you very much. What up, Roxon, man? What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Been a little while since I've seen you, but I'm happy to see you. Tracy, what up? I totally saw a lady putting a Doordash bag in the hood of a Tesla the other day. What's up with that? Ooh, Doordash. I mean, people got to pay for that Tesla. They got to do gig work. I don't know. Everybody's money's different, I guess. So I don't know. What we got? Mike, yeah. Takeem the Dream. Grubhub rejected both my attempts at creating a new account. Yeah, I couldn't get on Grubhub either. Like they accepted me. Like I got through the process and then they sent me an email saying they rejected me. It was kind of odd. And I didn't even press the issue because I do okay with Uber and DoorDash. And I'm like, do I even want a third one to juggle as I'm doing videos? Like it might be too much. So I'm just going to keep with the two for right now. So see what else we got in here. Any new names? We see it popping up. U.S. Screaming Eagles. People rag out rentals. Rag out rentals. What's that mean? I'm in Eastern time. It's late, but I'm holding strong, trying to get through. What up, Tracy? Yeah, we're almost done. I appreciate y'all. So in the East Coast, it's what? Almost 1 in the morning. I'm Central time. It's 11:40. So you guys are great, man. Took me 8 or so months to get on Grubhub. Man, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. Nicole Watson, thank you very much. I love the support. Thank you. You guys are awesome to me. Really, really, really appreciate it. Because all DoorDash is looking for is a clean background. They don't pay attention to cross-matching or anything, it appears. Vegan, maybe wait a bit to DoorDash response. Yeah. Bill's at Gmail. I want to reach out. Roxanne, man, what up? Vegan driver. Yeah. So the vegan driver and Tony should definitely maybe link up. What up, Marty? How are you, my friend? Good to see you, my friend. Jim, all that. All right, so we'll close on this note. I think we're at 2 hours and 37 minutes. That's a good time. Listen, thanks for coming. You guys keep my vibes up. I really appreciate it. We'll have a video out tomorrow. We're going to be talking about a couple topics as we ride along. I'll just give you guys a little carrot. There was a news story that came out about DoorDash and other platforms, but DoorDash specifically talked about hidden tips. They talked about transparency and a few other things, and I think it's kind of funny. So we're going to talk about that in tomorrow's video, and we'll do a ride along, pickups, drop-offs. You guys will see what happens to me. Hopefully it's a good day. Mondays in my market are usually pretty historically good. So if you don't mind, don't forget, everybody that's in the chat, I know you're a subscriber because it's subscriber-only mode. If you're watching and you're not in the chat and you want to be in the chat, because this chat is one of the best chats around. Trust me. Good people in here talking about everything from gig work to other things. It's really a good time in the chat. And I really like having you guys here with me. Hit the red subscribe button. It don't cost nothing. And on the way out, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up for my daughter, Gabby. She's 20. For my daughter, Ruby. Hootie the Owl. And my girlfriend, Madison. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. You know I like to get 100 thumbs up on every video. We're at 70 right now. I got no shame in asking for a thumbs up. That's just how YouTube works. You guys are fantastic. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Next Sunday, we are going to be doing something a little bit different on the call-in show. Every so often, I'm going to want to maybe have a little fun with you guys. And, I shotgunned a beer a couple weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago. I had a video out saying if we got 1,000 thumbs up, I think we're at like 400 and something. So we got a long way to go. But on November 7th, I want to do one of those one-chip challenges and just kind of embarrass myself and do a one-chip challenge live with you guys and then still do the show. And it's kind of like for my birthday as well. So anyways, we got next Sunday's it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing some fun stuff in the beginning and then still taking calls. So listen, you guys are fantastic. Bet on you, Secos one day time. Don't forget to cop the merch. Go to my channel videos, go to Spring, click the link. I got merchandise on there, hoodies. We got stickers, men's tees, women's tees. We have coffee mugs. We got pillows. We got this crazy stuff because, you know, that's how it works. So you guys are fantastic. Bet on you, Secos one day time. Pedro's out of here. You guys have a good rest of your night. Be safe if you're out there making that money. See you later.